All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I'm your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you. And let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch us, even though you missed the live party. Guys, that is the best part. So make sure you're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. If you'd like to support the channel, head on over to theindianjesus.com for your very own official merch. And guys, we do also have a free Discord server. That is right. It is completely free to join. We have the free chat, current events, all that good stuff, completely free. We're in there 24/7 hanging out. And it is a great time. But if you scroll right below this video and hit that join button to become a member of the channel, you not only get members-only live streams here on YouTube, but you also get full access to the Discord server, which includes the after party. That's right. Every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday stream. As soon as we are done here, we don't have to worry about the YouTube overlords, and you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. No censors. We can do whatever we want. It is a good old time. Come and join us. Shout out to Brad Devine. We got Zippy DSM Lee in the building. Indeed, Rumble is working today. Thank you, thank you. And we got Lee Man. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Good to see you guys. So it was a little bit of a slow news day. And I have been waiting to go over this. Shout out to John all the way, or not yet, but on his way to St. Louis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I've been waiting to come back to this for a long time. And this is November 2017. November 2017, where Candace Owens and Blaire White were on the Rubin Report. There was apparently some online thing that they got into it, and then they came here, and it is fun. So there's, we're not going to do some heavy analysis of what's going on with the land. So this is going to just be more of a fun stream to just lay back, look at the fight. But I do think because there is a lot of substance there, we can make something out of it. So as always, if you guys cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
So of course, you guys know Candace Owens, Red Pill Black. Candace was a guest on this show just about 3 weeks ago, and I think that was one of the things that kind of put you on the map. And then literally about 4 or 5 days later, it seems that this whole explosion about what social autopsy is or what it was kind of happened. Anyway, welcome back to the Rubin Report. I didn't know it was going to happen that quickly.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy you're hosting this.
Yeah. And to my right is Blaire White, who is a friend of mine who has been on the show a couple of times.
Look at us. What is it, 6 or 7 year old? 6 years ago. Blaire White.
And third time now you have entered. That is a rare crew.
Is it?
That is a rare. I think we have a couple 4-timers, but you might be the 1 3-timer right now.
We'll go for 4 next time.
We will definitely go for 4. But you are an absolutely outspoken and I think irreverent fighter against so many of the forces that I'm fighting against all the time. And both of you, I think, are fearless defenders of the things that you care about. Just a couple of quick things. I think that the 3 of us sitting here, if I dare use a little of identity politics against itself for a moment.
Gay, trans, black?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. A black conservative.
I thought Blaire was just like, okay, I see what you're doing. You don't have to, oh my God, it's amazing. This is when Dave Rubin was like, still Dave Rubin. You know what I mean? See, this was the show was relatively new, and people were like, oh, okay, great. This guy who's a liberal is now going to be talking with conservatives and about conservative stuff. And so again, it's just really interesting to look out and see what's going on. Let's shout out our boy Zippy DSM Lee. Let's pull up this one to call it and for the Rumble rant. And of course, every donation comes. Oh, sorry. Let me get rid of this. Every donation comes with a treat for my co-host Morty. And again, guys, it has been a storm in here, so he has not been having a good day. So he definitely appreciates that, as do I. Thank you so very, very much. And that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Let's do it.
Conservative, a trans woman who really leans right. If not, do you call yourself a conservative?
Yeah, it's easiest.
Okay, so we've got a black conservative, a trans conservative, a gay liberal, but I'm an old school liberal, which is everything against identity politics these days. And I know none of us care about that stuff per se, but I think it's important just to put it out there that we're doing this, and that in and of itself is a little bit of a statement right there. And we're doing this face to face. And more importantly than anything else, perhaps, we all were lefties.
And don't forget, guys, we are live on Twitch, X, Instagram, Rumble, and Kick. So if you're not happy with the censorship here, head on over there. I got all the chats open. I will definitely see it. Now, obviously, the Twitch and YouTube are the only comments I can pull up, but do your thing.
Yes.
We all were on the other side of perhaps where we're at now politically.
Yeah, it was wildly different.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, that's not that long ago. You were wildly different.
18 months ago.
18 months ago, and I've kind of had a...
Shout out to Dylan Soup. Yeah, pre-facial reconstruction makes a difference.
Slow evolution over these last couple of years. And I think all of those things are worth saying because I think actually that there's a lot that we do agree on, and hopefully we can get to some of that. But I know you guys are watching because you want to find out more about what actually happened with Candace's website, Social Autopsy. Now, she explained this fully to me when we sat down about a month ago.
So that's what this is really all about. This website, what did they Social Autopsy, and it was meant to be, something for to help with like hate crimes or whatever. But it was Blair took more of a position that it is doxing people, and so it's not good. So I'm gonna, if he goes too far, I'm just gonna dive into the fighting. Shout out to Dietrich. Welcome to the party. And in the theme of our Fun Friday stream. The poll for today, is a taco a sandwich? Yes or no? Dietrich says taco is more of a made rights hot dog with more topping selections. Fair enough. Let me know in the comments below.
And then after that, a bunch of YouTubers started making videos about her comments on it. Was some of it true? It sounds like maybe some definite.
Get to it.
Where it's at.
She posted,
and then we'll go from there.
There we go.
Right. So I just want to start off because we just had a conversation off camera. She posted something that said my predictions that I talked about. I'm not comfortable using the she pronoun, not because it's not anything to be disrespectful. It's just that a lot of people that follow me don't know that Blair is trans, and a lot of people that follow her maybe don't know me, vice versa. And I think that it betrays the audience when you make it sound like this is a petty catfight and there are two girls sitting across from a table, when in fact it is a grown man sitting across from a grown woman who has had a lot of things to say about me when I've never even met you or said negative comment about you. So I just
right for the jugular, right out the gate. And indeed, it does turn into a catfight.
Want that to be very clear. Happy to for the rest of this.
Clear.
Yeah, it should be
Super
known.
clear.
We're both adults. You know, you're a grown man.
No,
I'm a
we're
grown woman.
definitely adults. I just think it's interesting how you act like you're above the ad hominems and you're above attacking someone when in reality you and I both know that the situation is you're using those pronouns and you're saying what you're saying, calling me a grown man.
That's not an attack, that's a fact.
Let me finish that. You're doing that in a way to be passive aggressive and petty, but in a way that your audience doesn't actually read, because you do have the very hardcore conservative audience, and so they're not really going to read it as petty. Everyone else will.
No, I don't want them to think.
Shout out to Brad Divine. Welcome to the party. Yeah, ironically enough, becomes a petty cat fight for the next well, it's only an hour and a half, but I was just about to ask you guys something. Do you agree with what Blair is saying here?
A hardcore conservative audience, and so they're not really going to read it as petty. Everyone else will.
No, I don't want them to.
So, well, I'm going to back it up now. But she was saying, and I'm going to call Blair she, just because I'm not going to do the extra mental work to be like, oh no, it looks like a chick, acts like a chick, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, it's two ladies and a gay dude. But the notion of, not just establishing that, hey, I believe that, the trans thing is not real, and so I'm going to call you a man. And then Blair saying, well, okay, let's make it clear that, okay, you can establish that, but you're throwing it in at things like you're a grown man and stuff like that as a kind of jab. Do you guys agree that Candace and other people do that, or is that cope for on the trans side?
Very hardcore conservative audience, and so they're not really going to read it as petty. Everyone else will.
No, I don't want them to think that this is a cat fight between two girls. It's not. I'm saying that you are. No, it's very important because
it really isn't though. But we can move on because it really isn't about how she dresses.
Me and biology
really
think you're a man. I'm happy to call you she for the rest, so that we can move on from the pronoun thing and answer your question.
So I would say, look, but you have to start by calling me a man. Okay, but
I want to make it clear because I don't want to have to afterwards say, if you are, this is your stance on trans, why did you sit across from a trans person and call them she? So I'm making it clear because, as we know, you guys like to dig up every single thing that I do in every single man.
I dug up everything you've done. Out of everyone, Candace, there's been a lot of YouTubers that have come out against you. So I actually have a question before we go. Out of all the YouTubers who have dug stuff up about you, I never made a video. I'm a YouTuber. If I don't think something,
you jumped on a video.
I jumped on a video.
It was a 4-hour stream,
which I was on for probably 15 minutes.
An hour and 15 minutes, exactly.
I was not on a stream for an hour and 15
minutes. You were
minutes.
on for an hour and 15 minutes until Barbara came on the stream. I watched
I was
it.
not on
and
for an hour and 15
All right, so let's do this. Let's
People
just to clean this up, so we don't. I just don't want to get too lost in the weeds of every little word. I think. Look, you guys know my feelings about free speech.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you what to say,
Right.
how to refer to Blair, and Blair can obviously defend herself. We can do all that, but just so we don't get too lost in that stuff, let's just try to stick to the original story here. I think it's fine that you premised it that way. You defended yourself. I think that's totally fine. But we could end up in the back part of this forever.
Correct.
So let's just.
So be saying some thoughts. A fully transitioned man could be legally a woman for the sake of women's spaces, but not women's sports. Legal wise, though, for the most part, trans is a man, baby. That's a man.
Get to the how did this whole thing start?
Okay, so the backstory to the backstory. Obviously, you know about social autopsy, but there's a very relevant part of this, which is essentially that when I was in high school, I had experience.
And again, so she's going to explain more about it, but the social autopsy was like supposed to be like an anti-cyberbullying hate crime thing.
That happened to me, and it's something that I like to talk about factually, and I hate talking about it because it involves other people, and I'm out here talking about my opinions, my beliefs. When you're involving other people, I think it's a little unfair. When I was a junior in high school, I received one night I was sitting on a couch with my boyfriend, and I received anonymous phone calls. And at the end of watching Talladega Nights with my boyfriend, I picked up the phone, I listened to the voice.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Voicemails, and they were people, 4 boys that were screaming back and forth, calling me a dirty nigger, saying we're going to tar and feather your family, saying we're going to do to you like we did to Martin Luther King, put a bullet in the back of your head, made references to Rosa Parks. It was really probably the nastiest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. After hearing that, and by the way, this is not a victim story, it's just something that factually happened that you guys can all research.
It's interesting how I wonder. I would love to see how Candace feels about this the whole social autopsy thing and how it was based on a victimization of herself. Now she's caveated that, hey, I don't like talking about this. I'm not trying to whatever. But it is what it is. So I wonder how she would feel about how she framed all this. And guys, you can do me a huge favor and hit the like button. It's free, it is easy, and it helps so much. Thank you.
After hearing those voicemails, I went to school the next day, and I didn't call the cops or anything, but I was a little terrified because I did not know 4 people that wanted to see me dead and that hated me, period. I went to school the next day. The teacher essentially we were talking in a philosophy class. I brought up what had happened. It was like a moment where it made sense to bring up what happened the night before. And the teacher jumped up and said, like, you're going to the principal right now. You're reporting this. Like, that's very serious. Like, I want to take you right now. He picks me up, going to the principal's office, and she hears the voicemails, which I still had. There were 3 of them. And she made the decision to call the police. Like, totally, I would have never called the police.
Shout out to Guam Tech. Welcome to the parties. And oh man, when Blair gets mad, things get ugly. When Candace gets mad, things get funny and scary. Good one. Welcome. Guam Tech to the party.
And she made the decision to call the police. Like, totally, I would have never called the police. I would have done it the night before. It turns out by some random stroke of like super misfortune that one of the kids that was in the car when they left these voicemails happened to be the current governor of Connecticut's son. And where this would have normally been like maybe like a tap on the finger sort of a thing, this turned into an FBI investigation. And the then mayor was making comments that were very like, political. It became political. So all of a sudden I'm in school and I've got the NAACP on the front steps. I'm very, if you know anything about me, I hate the NAACP because of this. I think that they are a trash group and that they literally extort Black people's emotions for pay, which is another thing, Blair. You don't know where I stand on anything for you to call me a fraudulent conservative. You don't know the things that I've lived through. So that was something that I didn't really understand.
A lot of things I don't understand too. So I have a million questions for you because unfortunately you did have me blocked up until like 2 days ago.
Right.
Ooh, we getting into it. As we said, I wonder if Blair wouldn't have transitioned if society did not fuss about a man in a dress, i.e. a man in a dress is a man in a dress. I don't know. We obviously can't tell. And we don't have that counterfactual. But I think given the information that we do have and the world that we are living in, I think if there is a type of person where I'm willing to extend the grace to say, I know that this is a man, this is a male, but this person seriously wants to exist as a woman, and I can give that sensitivity because it's no skin off my back. Now, if somebody is going to say, call Blair White a woman, or else, you're, what I mean? Like, then no, that's a man. But for expediency and for socialization and for all that stuff, I mean, I don't see an issue with it. And not that I don't see an issue with her. I think that this is the most genuine expression of a transgender person that we see in media. I mean, like, what's the next one? What's the next one down? Bruce or Caitlyn Jenner? I mean, there's not many of them, right? And yeah, did I miss it? What did I miss? Let's see.
Things that I've lived through, so that was something that I didn't really understand.
A lot of things I don't understand too, so I have a million questions for you, because unfortunately, you didn't have me blocked up until like 2 days ago, over one tweet I sent to you. So
no, it was a live stream.
It was a live stream. I went on a live stream. First of all, it was not for an hour and 15 minutes. I hope people go and fact check that, because it's not on there for that long. That's the first thing. The second thing is, again, you had me blocked before the live stream. And we blocked before the live stream. So, and you had a million people blocked. You blocked everyone.
Right. I'm going to get into that. I want to finish.
I know, but I'm going to finish what I was saying first. You had a million people blocked.
So that doesn't really make sense.
No, I'm just saying I'm glad that we're actually having a conversation, because prior to this, the reaon why it's actually gone to the point where I have to do on the Rubin Report rather than just a quick exchange on Twitter or you making a video on your own channel is because you've blocked conversations.
Well, I mean, this is a little bit earlier than Tom McDonald, but I don't know. Yeah, Zippy, exactly. Well said. Personal courtesy and legal categories are different things. Absolutely. So it was the something you don't know about Blaire dig. Oh, okay. Yeah. She's good. Candace is good with those little digs. She's very, very, she's very good with them. So we're gonna have to look out. I was gonna say that we should turn this into a drinking game, but there's so much happening that we all gonna get wasted if that happens.
Rather than just a quick exchange on Twitter or you making a video on your own channel is because you've blocked conversations.
So I just want to be clear. You're allowed to tweet out your trash, and I am supposed to then defend myself rather than you coming to me first for answers. Just so we're clear.
You're absolutely not supposed to defend yourself. You don't have to do anything.
Right. So you're insulted that I blocked you after you insulted me publicly to, what do you have, 130,000? Does that even make sense to you, like saying that right now?
Candace, you
guys, come on. We got 30 people in here and only 5 likes. Please hit that like button. Thank you so much.
Have every right to block me. There's no, you can not respond. You can respond. You can block me, whatever it is.
Shout out to Hatebreed 516. Love Hatebreed. Welcome to the party. Wasn't me, I swear.
What I'm saying is, people are criticizing the way that you've handled the situation. You have the backstory, which I will absolutely let you finish, but the way you're dealing with people calling out the story and calling out things that they think maybe are fraudulent, maybe they're not fraudulent, maybe you can clear that up, is you haven't actually cleared it up.
Shout out to Mr. E. Welcome. Can we get a poll? Would you let Blaire give you a sloppy polish? Indeed, we can. Indeed, we definitely can do that. Give me a second here. If you have not already voted on the taco poll, hit that up. And then we're going to do this. This is a smart idea.
Things that they think maybe are fraudulent, maybe they're not fraudulent, maybe you can clear that up, is you haven't actually cleared it up. You've blocked everyone. People can attest to that. Everyone. Andy Worski, Bunty King, Dave Cullen, who actually provided screenshots of things he said to you. So unlike me, I can see you blocking me for calling you trash. And honestly, I'll say I'm sorry for calling you trash. That's totally fine. But as far as him, he sent like 4 or 5 very respectful tweets, just asking you for questions, asking for your side of the story. So if he made a video, he could
I would just like to, chronologically speaking, they made the videos and then asked questions. I don't do that. I don't negotiate with terrorists. You don't get to make a video about me lying, okay? And then saying, now you better come to me and answer me. Who does that? That's the opposite way of handling anything.
Hold on.
It's an expression.
She said you don't negotiate with terrorists. Oh my God, it's a terrorist. So shout out to Dietrich. We do now have a new poll. Would you take Dome from Blaire White as a straight man? Yes, no, or obviously, if you are not a straight man, that is the third option. So, as a straight man, would you take Dome from Blaire White? And I probably should have said today, like the Blaire today, because that, I mean, definitely not today. I don't know.
Come to me and answer me. Who does that? That's
the
opposite way of handling anything.
Hold on.
It's an expression. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Don't take it to heart. It's an expression.
I'm not taking it to heart. It's just kind of silly.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, that's like when, shout out to Anirudh Garg of The Dialectic, when he was on my show and we were talking about the jab, and he called me a bioterrorist for not getting jabbed. Okay, bro. It's just an expression. Is it no?
Expression.
Hold on, we got to get the full story because otherwise there's going to be enough people watching this that still aren't clear on the full story.
Right.
That if we go too far into the follow-up, we're going to get lost here. By the way, I just really quick want to mention that when you texted me and said, I want to do this on your show and I'd like to do it with Blaire, I thought about it for a minute because I wasn't even sure if I wanted to get involved in this. I think that this Twitter, YouTube drama, I think causes, it's partly, we're all here because of just this drama machine that just endlessly drags everybody. But to both of your credit, you asked me to do it and I texted you, and literally within 30 seconds, you said you would do it. And that's people should know that, because we live in a time when no one backs themselves up. They hide and say all this crap. So I just want to put that out there. But let's just get through the story, and then we can do the rest.
Long story short, this was categorized as a hate crime. The FBI was involved. I was out of school for about 6 weeks, and just imagine, like, I didn't even want to report it, and then having like what felt like your entire life. It was front page of Connecticut newspapers for 2 months of people, and a lot of the stuff that you had to read, because remember, the FBI was involved, so they wouldn't make any arrests. They wouldn't do anything because they wanted to dot their I's and cross T's. They're dealing with a politician, a Democratic politician, right? And he's not being honest. He could have easily just been like, my kid did something really stupid. He's trying to be a politician, essentially. And when these arrests were finally made, or while the investigation was going on, people were just on the internet, just speculating, just like, and not being aware that they were talking about children. You know what I'm saying? I was probably the eldest. I was 17 years old. This youngest person in that car, I didn't know any of them, by the way. This was like a drunk phone call. I knew one kid out of the 4 kids. The youngest kid in that car was 14 years old. So these kids are getting called racist. Okay? And I personally, like, I hate labels like racism. I hate when you call somebody racist, sexist. It really stings me because I think it's wrong.
So if you're just joining us, then she's just giving the backstory. This is a throwback to 2017 when Blaire and Candace were fighting over the site, or I don't know exactly what it was, but social autopsy back in the day. And we're just doing a flashback Friday. Welcome. Content said, no on the poll. Blaire just looks fake in general for me. The done-up fake look of a woman never did it for me. Also, I'm not straight. I'm married. All right. Zibby says, if you're a bioterrorist for not taking the jab, government is a terrorist for disarming its people. There you go. Shout out to SFC Retired Stone. Welcome. Said she is so hot. I'm going to assume, because not only is Candace on the screen right now, but that Blaire is indeed a he, that you're referring to her. But hey, whatever floats your boat. You ain't wrong. Welcome.
Racism. I hate when you call somebody racist, sexist. It really stings me because I think it's wrong. Like, I think it's wrong that a 14-year-old got labeled a racist instead of being reprimanded or told why it was wrong. So I'm very against label. Another thing that, from my history, I've always been very conservative on. Following this event, and I barely made it to college because of this. It was like something that was really taxing that happened in my senior year. And following this event,
he was like, yo, let me clear that up real quick. I got you. What? Huh?
And I developed severe anorexia. Like, it's a part of my story. It's something that you need to be sorry about. People that have anorexia are just looking for a way to control. It's a control mechanism. So I felt like my life was completely out of control and people were basically able to freely say whatever they wanted about me. And it was permanently on the internet. Like, this situation that happened, and the NAACP fighting with politicians, and nobody gave a shit about the kids that were involved in this. Nobody cared about the kids that were involved in this.
And so basically that was she was experienced this, saw other people experiencing it, and wanted to do something. And that's what this social autopsy thing was. Again, they're going to explain more about it, but again, have it being given that it was 7 years ago or 6 years ago or whatever.
I developed anorexia. I think the ringleader, they kept calling him, that like had these kids call me, went on to have like DUIs. He was like a closeted gay at the time. Everybody's life got ruined by this. And it was something that I never wanted, and it ate me alive. It just was like, this is it. Like, the internet is forever, and these things happen. You get to write about them, and you get to politicize something that's not true, right? Trumped, when I got over my anorexia, I think I was 22 at the time. It was in 2012. Like, I'd fully, honestly, I thought through it. It was one of those things that I had to sit down and really question, where did this anorexia come from? What am I trying to control? And what have I learned from this? I thought about children. I thought to myself, like, technology is something that people don't talk about. I gave a TED talk on this, which many people that have staunchly defended me have seen my TED talks. So they knew where my heart was at when I did this. I felt like kids, we are in like a different generation. You're also young as well. So you have, we have Instagram, Facebook. They never had this. Like, you when you were in school, I'm not trying to like make it seem like you're a dinosaur.
Why can't
right?
Oh, man.
You didn't have this. You didn't have, and there are 10-year-olds.
So that even speaks to the time period here where it's still relevant to be talking about people who are, in the main discussion, who aren't using social media and up on the technology. Like, even if you're an older Gen X. Now, if you're in this space, then obviously, you're on Twitter, you're on YouTube, you're on something. And just looking back, that is not how it was.
That are killing themselves over Snapchat, and it's all like just because the internet. My dad, when I was growing up, my dad had a beeper, and then all of a sudden we have Facebook and Instagram, all of these things. And I thought to myself, what a way if I can come back and create something that helps kids navigate technology, right, without ruining their lives. Like, do these kids need to be arrested for saying mean things? No, I disagree with that. Like, I disagree, even though they characterized me as the victim and characterized these children as the aggressors. I felt that it was wrong.
Okay, so you created Social Autopsy with the idea that it was sort of going to almost self-police some of the kids' ability to ruin themselves.
Right, exactly. So what we thought was, what if there was a way when kids do these like stupid things, and we initially always thought about kids. We had to change it because people said, first try it on adults, try to sing a little looser because people are sensitive when it comes to children. And we said, what if there was a way that we could archive what they say with like a no-no type of a punishment? Like maybe it's held for 3 months, and everybody, like all of these schools, we were meeting with principals of schools, of high schools, before we even decided what we wanted to do, to say, how can we help? What would be helpful? What do kids care about? Well, they care about being on the football team, right? What if you said, you're on Social Autopsy, all these schools have this program, you said this to Carolina, whatever it is, now you don't get to try out for the football team. Something that's like petty, but it's better than getting arrested, right? It's better than knowing that you were a part of someone's suicide. Because
shout out to Giggling Spy. Welcome to the party. Thank you. He said I did the thing. Thank you for liking the video. Very, very much appreciated.
You said something mean, and because I don't think kids have the mentality, like their brains are underdeveloped. Like our brains were underdeveloped to really understand the implications of what they're doing.
Yeah.
So Brad's saying on the poll, again, this is about, would you take Dome from Blaire White as a straight man? It really depends on if they step up in a violent way. I would not hit a female because I have my personal beliefs on that, and that extends to any of the alphabet community. What does that have to do with the poll? I'm confused.
Our brains were underdeveloped to really understand the implications of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Social Autopsy was born. Okay. The web developer that I was speaking to, and I was actually at the time, remember, I used to work in finance. I was talking to some potential investors, and they said, as I mentioned, start with adults. Start with adults, do something like build something that we can kind of see what you're thinking of how it would work in terms of archiving things, and we'll go from there.
Oh, is that what we're thinking? That like Dome like hit the person? Yeah, we're talking about that kind of Dome.
All right, so to be clear, and then I'm going to let you jump in. When you created this, it was basically to defend some of these kids from wrecking their lives, and schools would be able to look and maybe go, oh, you actually did have a decent track record here. You said this stupid thing, but we're not going to let that do anything. And unless I'm understanding, we have to do a little something here with definitions of words, because that what you're describing there doesn't sound to me like a doxing. A doxing website would be I'm using this site to.
So Dome means to give a blowjob. So would you take a blowjob from Blaire White as she looks today as a straight man? Yes, no, or you're not a straight man?
Release information about people. But you're saying basically this was going to be an archive home for schools to look at this information and sift.
I wonder if SFC likes Candace. Does anybody know? I'm not really sure.
Through it. Okay.
So I think calling it an archive, I mean, it literally is an archive, but it's also a doxing website. Anytime you publish people's personal information, it is doxing.
It's not personal information.
Why not?
Because it was public.
Because it was on Facebook, that's still the definition of doxing. If you share someone else's...
No, it's not.
That is. Yeah, it is. Just because somebody, you could look up somebody's personal information, like, please don't, but you could look up, well, actually, I don't know how many of you actually, whatever. But if you can look up public documents that would have my address on that. But if you publish that, then that's still doxing, because even though it's public, you that step of you having to find it and request it or whatever is a very different thing. And especially, I highly doubt that Candace would hold this opinion today. And it seems that, especially like the Taylor Arendz doxing libs of TikTok, I'm pretty sure that Candace was on the side of libs of TikTok. Brad said, you youngins keep changing words like the thesaurus. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, there's a whole new vocabulary of the youngins. There's gat, there's Riz, those are Ohio, there's Skibbity Toilet. I don't know exactly what any of them mean. I think I know what some of them mean, but we're all right there. Shout out to Lojin. Welcome to the party. Says social autopsy, Candace's dirty past. I don't really remember too much about what it actually is. So I'm, as she's explaining more, that it really does seem like a dirty past where you got something happened to you. And then you thought about like, okay, well, even in a good faith attempt to say, oh, well, instead of these people getting arrested, they're just on a registry. But it's like, I don't think you're for red flag laws. I don't think you're for a pew-pew registration, So it's very curious how at that, and again, we're talking 6 years ago, but I would love to see her just kind of review this and see where she is.
Because it was public.
Because it was on Facebook, that's still the definition of doxing. If you share someone else's...
No, it's not.
If you share someone...
No, it's not. You can't change the definition of doxing.
Hold on.
I actually have the definition right here.
Good.
If you share someone else's personal information without their consent, it is doxing, especially when it comes
Google
to kids.
doxes everyone?
I'll finish. Especially when it comes to kids. I mean, she's definitely playing the whole like wanting to protect kids thing, which I think, honestly, your heart could have very well been in the right place. But the reality is when you aggregate information of children and you attach it to where they go to school, which was the intent of your website. In fact, you actually said that it was the best time to be on the website if you were a child because it teaches you.
Can you slow? I literally can't follow you right now.
You said that it was the best time to be on your website when you're a child because it teaches them responsibility of what they say online, right?
We said that in a video.
You
there
said
are
that in a
not
video.
a single child was on there because,
I'm not saying there was. I didn't say there was.
Yeah, because we didn't want to shut off. Like if people asked questions, we didn't want to.
I was trying to not use that term to be a little bit more subversive, but thanks, Brad. Just
show off the possibility of having children if we found out this worked and this was harmless and no harm, no foul. We didn't want to come out and say we're never going to put a minor on here because again, the whole reason I thought of the idea was because of what happened to me when I was a minor.
Yep, Mr. E said your personal information doesn't belong to you, especially these days. The idea of privacy. Come on, I need that beautiful face right here. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. And especially with all these apps and everything, you've given away all of your information. It does not belong to you. However, that doesn't mean that it's a good thing to help people, to find personal information.
Never going to put a minor on here because again, the whole reason I thought of the idea was because of what happened to me when I was a minor.
Well, it's actually illegal to even put the child's information on there.
There was no children, so this is like a fantasy conversation right now.
It's not a fantasy conversation. It was your intent. So that's what you don't really understand. You think that because the website didn't actually come to fruition that people still don't have a right to criticize
the idea
what I
of
think. It. That's exactly what you think. But regardless, you made it very clear that your intent was to put that information on your website. It actually violates the Children's Internet Protection Act.
So now we're talking about a registry of children and where they live and where they go. And even with the best intentions, not a good idea. Shout out to Artie Dow Race Videos. Welcome to the party. So the sad thing about the world we live in is that Blaire still being a man is more feminine than a whole lot of females out there today. Dilly to that. Indeed. Welcome.
Put that information on your website. It actually violates the Children's Internet Protection Act. So it was illegal. So that's why your Kickstarter was actually.
All right, wait, hold on. So let's pause for a second.
There were no children on it. You're talking about.
I'm not saying that there was. I'm saying you had the intent.
This is a wild imagination you had. So you're saying that imagination, if this was your intent, like just so we're clear, we're here because if this was your intent and if it had happened, even though it didn't, right?
Candace.
That's why we're pissed and that's why we're trying to ruin everything that you are because we have decided that we are policing what could have, would have, and should have happened. Is that correct?
How have I tried to ruin
we're dealing in coulda, woulda, shoulda.
It
didn't happen. You're admitting it didn't happen. But you're talking about acts.
Are you going to let me finish?
She's literally bringing up laws right now that could have been violated, even though it wasn't violated, even though it wasn't created, because your intent.
Appealing to the moderator when you're talking directly to the person, then you switch to the moderator. Not a good look. Well, as far as Candace's program being for children, I don't necessarily disagree with it. Even Dave Smith agrees that children don't have the same rights as adults. Admittedly, I haven't thought it through though. Yeah, I agree, and I think that she was coming from the right place to say that if a kid does this wrong thing instead of throwing them in jail or having whatever it is. This is a softer step. So I get that, but this was clearly not the way to go about it.
Have been violated, even though it wasn't violated, even though it wasn't created, because your intent is what we were criticizing. I intend to drive drunk. I don't drive drunk.
Can you let me respond?
It just makes no sense. You're not making sense.
Because
Did I do it? Yes or no?
Maybe if I could finish a sentence, you'd understand that I am making sense. But if I can't actually reveal my point to you, how are you going to?
It's not a dox. We need to stick with the definition of doxes. That is where things went
definition.
Like, I need to be able to finish what I'm saying is the thing. Like, okay, so are you telling me that it's absolutely insane and it's absolutely fantasy land for someone like you to come out and you're a staunch free speech supporter, correct? You come out and you say, I support free speech. That's something you say.
When did I say that? I do, but I'm asking you what you said. You come out and you say, I did that.
That was a good catch. Because so you're not in favor of free speech. Oh, very conservative of you. Hey, shout out again to Zippy, a strange, saying, feed the beast, and feed the beast we will. Again, guys, he is, oh, look at that. Thank you. So very, very much out sponsoring himself. So thank you. And of course, guys, every single donation comes with a treat for Morty, and it is a storming, and he is a hating it. So those treats are very, very much appreciated. Brad's thinking about this poll. Oh, man. So I don't know about the poll, guys. In the 90s, on a Saturday night, 1:30 a.m., with Beer was on, I'm not sure I would have known the difference. Don't know if I would have cared after or not. I'm on the yes side. I don't get lips are lips, baby. Lips are lips. No, I mean that's going a little far. I would not like this this Blaire. No, the facial reconstruction surgery. We put in some caveats. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Mr. E said, at least they both mastered conversational mastery like a game of hungry hippos. Good one. Yes, this was 6 years ago, November 2017. Dylan said, hopefully Candace grew from this. But for those of us who remember this, we know. And I mean, that it's definitely a... we definitely have to give the grace to the fact that we are used to these people today. And I think all of us would have a hard time watching ourselves speak 6 years ago, especially on something that has stakes. If you're talking about your favorite band or your favorite movie, probably, whatever. But I think, having big conversations like this at whatever age, 6 years from there, you're gonna think very, very differently. Mr. E said, I don't judge a bathroom plunger, so why judge which way the wind blows the flag? You guys are funny. I love it.
Support free speech. That's something you
When did I say that? I do, but I'm asking you what you said. You come out and you say, that was my whole shtick. But I'm asking you, when did I say that?
I didn't say it was your whole shtick. I said that's part of who you are and what you believe is that you are in support of free speech. Do you think it's absolutely insane for someone to question someone who supports free speech?
The reason that I support free speech is
I gotta finish. I have to finish my question. I have a lot of questions for you. You have to let me actually ask them.
Right.
Okay. So you're someone who supports free speech as part of your message as a conservative, which is a great message. Do you really think it's that crazy for people to see Red Pill Black supporting free speech and then look back a year ago?
When did she stop going by Red Pill Black? I don't know that. I mean, and again, remember, I was, I was not always in this political space, but I don't ever remember Red Pill Black being a name that she went by. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Reese Water, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Ojan said, Candace and Ben have a similar energy when mad. Well, I mean, that's makes a lot of sense why, they initially thought that there would be a good fit, but maybe butt heads a little bit too much. Too many cooks in the kitchen. And just because I'm a nitpicking grammar Nazi, it's Candace with an A, with two A's, and Candace.
That crazy for people to see Red Pill Black supporting free speech and then look back a year ago and see that she tried to create a website that doxed people. And you can say it wasn't doxing, but when you publish people's information,
we're going to get to the bottom. That is not true. That is categorically false.
All right, so that's another poll that I want. So now we are ending this poll, and 50% of you said no, you would not take the sloppy toppy from the 2024 Blaire White. With 37% of you said, hell yeah, let's do it. And again, I gotta be honest. When it comes to 2024, I'm not gonna seek it out. But if she happened to fall, I mean, I ain't gonna stop her. What you want from me? What you want from me? All right. So the next question we're gonna be talking about here is this doxing or is this not doxing?
Go and see that she tried to create a website that doxed people, and you can say it wasn't doxing, but when you publish people's information,
we're going to get to the bottom. That is not true. That is categorically false.
Let's try to clean up.
I just don't understand how it's perceived to be so insane.
First,
Fantasyland.
Two questions here. First, it's important that we address doxing, and I'm going to let you do that.
Yeah. All right. So let's just one thing at a time here, because there's a lot here. So first off, we can pull up. You're welcome to pull up the definition.
I actually would have expected the married men to be more likely to say yes, because again, it's an anonymous poll. So if you're a straight single guy, then you could it changes the landscape. But I think if you're married, then it's like, okay, well, I have my wife. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, all right, it happens. She's a Bacardi party, dilly. Zuby said there are two issues. Releasing information without consent is doxing, and the kid's information is protected. Now, good intentions, yes, but that's why we are all on the road to hell. Well said, sir. Well said.
There's a lot here. So first off, we can pull up. You're welcome to pull up the definition of doxing. I think part of what's happening here is we're struggling with a couple of. As I said,
1 like equals 1 yes. Candace doxed children.
That splash page, which you did forward me some emails. You guys were referring to this as a splash page the entire time.
Splash page. What she said.
Now, in essence, that may have been some.
Thank you for hanging out, Brad. You have a good one. So he said, I think you need to preface the pool, not married to know Blaire. What? I think you need to preface the pool, not married, do not know Blaire is a dude. I don't know what that means.
Now, in essence, that may have been some confusion by your web guy. I mean, you forwarded me the whole change. So
last February, he's been calling it a splash page.
That's what her web guy was calling.
My web developer called it that.
But hold on a second.
It wasn't a splash page. A splash page is literally defined as a logo before you go into a website. You had multiple.
We were building a technology. You're not understanding this.
I'm absolutely.
No, you're not. And now you can let me finish.
You just don't understand. We're building a technology. What technology did you actually build here, Candace?
We were building a technology, not a website. So what he was saying is this is a splash. This is a splash of what we were actually. We never built it. That's the whole point you're missing. When you're building a technology.
Okay, so did you not have a database of 20,000 plus people? That's what you've stated. There are two statements you said. There's a database of 20,000 plus people and that it was a non-functioning splash page. One of those statements can be true. Which one is true?
What do you mean? It was not. You're not missing.
They're mutually exclusive. So either it's just a landing page or it has the information. It can't be both. Which is it?
Splash page. One of those statements can be true. Which one is true?
What do you mean? It was not. You're not missing a point.
I think
this is what he's trying to tell you.
Hold on.
You're getting hung up. You're getting hung up on splash page. You're not listening to the fact that he's telling you that he read the emails between me and the web developer. You're not listening to that.
Candace,
I'm absolutely.
Hang on, guys.
Okay, fine. But then, Candace, you're using the wrong words. That's on you, sweetie.
Candace, what I think people are confused by is, regardless of the definition of splash page, if it was non-functioning, how did it in fact collect the information of 20,000 people?
Right.
Great question.
It didn't collect the information. If people are writing in the information, it was storing it. It was an archive.
Storing and collecting.
Hold on. Literally what she said.
Just
storing or collecting.
All right, let's just get
you
some of this here.
You understand what I'm saying about the splash?
Yeah,
we never built the technology.
Okay, so
real quick, guys, I want to try something different with my mic. I'm going to put it up here. Let me know how that works, because now I have a little bit more freedom with my hands. I just want to test it.
Let's just get some of this here.
You understand what I'm saying about the splash? We never built the technology.
Okay,
Candace, you said there was a database, and then you said all it ever was a non-functioning splash page.
I didn't say that. I literally quoted. I did say that. You're not listening to me. Let me.
I did say that. You're not listening to me. You just repeated back what I just said to you, but you're not listening to me. So Zippy saying I need to preface the poll, not married and did not know Blaire is a dude. I think most would say yes. But that's not what I was asking. I specifically, I don't like that. I can hear it that it's different. I was specifically asking that this is a trans person. This is a man, but it's Blaire White. And so for those who may not be familiar with what Blaire White looks like today, we are talking about, here's a good one. That this is so whether or not that this is a male or a female, it's based on the look. So yes, if you didn't know, then that's going to change the question. The question I'm asking is, knowing that this is a male, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Dylan said, okay, so how much information was stored to Candace? All right. Semantic obfuscation. Yeah, well, we were building a technology. A splash page is not a splash page on this technology. On a website, maybe you with your old technology, maybe that. But my new technology,
stupid.
Just don't do the lip smacking like Tim Pool. Does he do that a lot? I don't feel like I noticed that. Well, let me know if I'm doing it, and I'll stop it. But yeah, I'll grab this real quick. Dietrich, so just saying on this last poll, imagine, guys, Blaire is trying so hard to be a woman. That kind of determination. Probably knows how damning, and probably received one too, a bad BJ is. It'll be good. Dilly. I'm glad you guys took that question in the proper the proper tone, because we talk about the woke right, and there was somebody talking. I was talking about the boys. There you go. Close your eyes and travel down the Oregon Trail, and somebody was talking about the boys, how they like it's gone woke and it's so bad, and like I had to look for it. If you're looking for things to make you not like, whether it's TV, movies, creators, you're the woke right. Yeah, there's a gay thing in the boys. It doesn't change the story. There are superheroes. There are people. It is it's a different world. And even though this is what I was saying, a slight side track. So we watched the Barbie movie in the Discord server. If you sign up as a member today, we had a movie night. We were watching the Barbie movie, and I was with it. Obviously it's the Barbie movie. It's going to be women and feminists and this and that and that. And I was watching it as like, okay, Barbie is a character that lives like this and is going to the real world, and Ken is this, that, and it was all fine. And it wasn't until the one line where twice one of the characters was like, "It's so hard to be a woman." It's like, what? I thought this movie was about a doll going to the real world. I think that level of change is something that any gender can imagine. But by explicitly saying it, you now have taken it from a movie about the Barbies and the Kens and the real world, and then Ken going in the real world and finding out that men are in charge. Oh, the patriarchy. We got to bring the patriarchy back. And that's a funny concept. And yes, if you watch that movie, there is analogs to, okay, well, men do kind of do this and women do kind of do this. But when you explicitly state it, now you're saying everything that Barbie does is women and everything that Ken does is men. And obviously that is not the same thing. And so in the boys, they don't do that. They don't make it explicit. Yes, Homelander, the main superhero guy who's a sociopathic dick, he's supposed to be Trump. But he's not. He's not Trump. He's Homelander. Watch the show for what it is. And yeah, I mean, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I've heard like this is woke to the extent that it ruins the story. Yes, that is an issue. But the he says the jerk right. I don't know. We're working on it. We're working on it. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, there's people saying like, oh well, these people just want to. Isn't it? Why should I not expect that they're gonna make fun of the audience? I don't know. Watch it. And then if they do something, then get mad. Why are you getting mad at a show that you haven't even watched? Anyway. Yeah. I don't even think that she's necessarily the worst actor. But you know exactly what I'm talking about when it's Barbie and it's the girl and then it's her mom and she's doing this big diatribe similar to the one in She-Hulk when the girl is telling the Incredible Hulk that some random girl, knows how to control anger better than the Incredible Hulk. That is not a story I can get behind because that doesn't make sense. But in the whether it's the boys universe or whatever, if it makes sense and if it's a story that works, let it work. Stop being mad about stuff that you don't need to be mad about. And now that the pendulum is swinging back in our direction, then it's going to be hurtful to the cause to be hyper fixated on little things here and there. Diversity and all that stuff is not going away. But what we can do is show that, like, okay, we didn't, you went full bore with the LGBT rainbows coming out of everybody's faces and assholes. And that was too much. But that doesn't mean you can't have good stories because there's a gay or there's a they. Rhyme it. But yeah, I think it's look at the stories and take yourself out of being politic brain all the time. If yes, there is something like Star Wars that is damaging the quality of the story. Yes, absolutely. But I personally just think that is not the case with The Boys. So we said the good thing about The Boys, it's decent in storytelling and aesthetics. New Star Wars, not so much. Exactly. And so we as people who are anti-woke need to be able to make that distinction. The same way the wokies was like, that's racist, that's racist, that's racist, that's racist, that's transphobic, that's transphobic. And now that doesn't mean anything. Do we want, that's woke, to mean nothing? I don't. I want to be able to point out when, hey, you're shoving a progressive message down my throat and it's ruining the value of your story. That is what I want to save wokeness for. The description. Mr. C said a feminist is just a lesbian with rabies. Funny. Logan said someone should make another teen movie too, but super woke, ironically. That would be good, actually. That would be good. I would definitely go see that. And shout out. Yeah, I heard it was bad. Still waiting, guys. Still waiting. You guys have been telling me. Shout out to the members. You guys have been telling me you're going to set up a Star Wars movie watch night. You told me that you're going to put together a Lord of the Rings trilogy movie night. Never seen those. What we doing? Get it together. I was actively looking for things to hate in X-Men. I even found some. Fact is, the story kept me watching despite the bull. I'll call it out what I didn't like, but it's a step in the right direction. Exactly. And I'm not going to go into spoilers, but like the gay part of The Boys, and again, it's a very small part of a 3-episode premiere. Like it makes sense for the character that was already part of the character, kind of being lost and not knowing who they are and all that kind of stuff. So that's if you take nothing else from this stream, as we're not really getting anything too deep. If you take nothing else from this stream, don't become just like the whatever we're gonna call it, whatever woke is on the left, it's popping up on the right. Don't be that, because it makes it easier for the leftists to make fun of anti-wokeness. You become the meme. You become the caricature, and then it makes it like we're all like that. Don't do that. All right, where are we?
So just
storing or collecting.
All right, let's just get
you
some of this here.
understand what I'm saying about the splash? We never built the technology.
Okay, so
you said there was a database, and then you said all it ever was a non-functioning splash page.
I didn't say that. I literally quoted. I did say that. You're not listening to me. Let me finish the sentence. I did say that, but you're not listening to me. My web developer, I forwarded him all the emails from February. Did you not see these?
No,
He called it a non-functioning splash page because we hadn't yet built the technology.
Okay, so
you're making it seem like I'm a liar. And that's what I wasn't okay with.
Okay, fine, but Candace, if you're not lying and you're just wrong, then just be like, oh, okay, I guess it's not a splash page. Why are you getting hung up on it like that?
It was something that was told to me by my web developer, and
I repeated it. If there was a database, it's not a non-functioning splash page. So are you willing to take it back that it was a non-functioning splash page?
I am more than happy to admit, like I said,
there you go. So just do it.
Okay, so wait, hold on. I think
you didn't let me say anything. You just said go ahead and go. Let me finish my statement. I am more than happy to admit that when I stated that, I said that I regurgitated verbatim, and he saw the emails, what my web developer called it as soon as we started. He said, because we're not building technology yet, you don't have the money to. We had to raise money to build the technology.
You said it was fully funded.
Okay, hold on.
No, it wasn't. I never said it was fully funded.
Guys, hang on one second. So, all right, so I think that's an important distinction, what we just got to there. I am agreeing with you, and I think Blaire will take my word for it that I saw the email.
Yes! 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 Shout out to Guam Tech, the meme right. You're a meme conservative. Dilly to that. You're a meme of what it means to be a conservative. You're a meme to be you're exactly what you hate about the wokeness. Great job. I mean, maybe we'll work on it and find something better, but this is way better than the woke rate. Good job. And honestly, gay characters are completely fine. I just hate seeing Mary Sue characters. Yeah, like I'd like success at everything without any any conflict, or just annoying as hell in movies because they're gay. Yes, that is the difference. You guys are on point. That is exactly what I mean. Yes, don't be the meme right. Don't become a meme.
There, I am agreeing with you, and I think Blaire will take my word for it that I saw the emails that your web developer referred to it as a non-functioning splash page, but you're also acknowledging that that's not quite right.
Yeah, and that's
that
fine.
It did
Yeah, so Giggling Spy is saying, so she's saying she was making a doxing site, and it just wasn't working yet back then. And yeah. And so, again, that's why I'd be very curious to see today, does Candace now believe that Social Autopsy was a doxing site? Mr. E said, like to believe nothing that you, these two believe nothing that you hear and even less of what you see. Fair enough.
Functioning splash page, but you're also acknowledging that that's not quite right.
Yeah, and that's
that
fine.
It did actually.
Right. It's directly not true.
It is fine, Candace, but it's for those of us who are calling you wrong to tell you that it's okay. This is the pandemic amnesty shit. It's like, well, we didn't know. We were wrong. We were just okay, but you were wrong and we were right. So before you get that amnesty or that forgiveness, you need to acknowledge that you were wrong and that you did something that was not correct.
Also acknowledging that that's not quite right.
And that's
that
fine.
It did actually.
It's directly not true.
Okay, but see, the problem with you saying it's not true is that you're making it seem like I'm a liar. I was never a liar. I said what was told to me from the very time that we started this.
But you were wrong.
My web developer called it from start to finish. I said exactly what was told to me. The issue is that you're making it seem like I intentionally lied to try to hide something. That's the problem. You don't get to call somebody a liar and a fraud ass bitch, which is what you called me 1,000 times.
Candace.
You're a fraud ass bitch, fraud bitch. I told you exactly what my web developer told me.
To pretend you're above the ad hominems. Meanwhile, on your Twitter right now, you called YouTubers who are criticizing you bottom feeders. You called Tree of Logic a crackhead. You called.
I genuinely think she's on drugs.
Okay, that's fine.
She said I was releasing a doxing site in 3 weeks, and she was scared for her life. That's definitely not living up to normal reality.
That is a bit foul of a rumor to spread.
It's not a rumor.
How is it not?
You stepped in it, because you can certainly say I believe that Tree of Logic. If you're a fan of Destiny, she's in that orbit a little bit, more of a Twitch streamer. But you can say I'm not spreading rumors. Or what did she say? But you can't both claim that you know and not have any evidence. It's not a rumor. Well, then give us the evidence. Do you have any evidence of this person smoking crack? Mr. C, the true origins and purpose behind most concepts are never presented truthfully in mainstream media. Ideas like woke. Yep. Yeah. Zippy said I could make a simple short video on it, writing script or no, I mean I was just wondering if it was a quick little thing or if you did like a whole video. I don't really watch her content like that. I just know from watching the Destiny VODs and stuff that especially with the fresh and fit girl that they got pregnant, she was spearheading that whole kind of thing.
Okay, that's fine. That is a bit foul of a rumor to spread.
It's not a rumor. How she just said I was using a doxing site in 3 weeks.
Hold on, guys.
How are you? Who do you defend?
Oh, we got the hungry dance.
She's right now defending an alt-right sympathizer that straight up said that I was releasing a doxing site in 3 weeks. That is the ground zero of this entire predicament.
Okay, so is she wrong?
That she
started
spread
it, not
fear.
Richard Spencer. Not Richard Spencer, like you said.
I did not say Richard. I said he perpetuated.
guys.
Do you know the definition of perpetuate?
You said.
Do you know the definition of perpetuate? Yes or no? I said he perpetuated
Candace,
it.
you said that Richard Spencer made a video on you.
I said
but
he
didn't.
I said
you
he
said he made one. You said he made one. When he did,
I said he perpetuated
I have a video.
smear campaign about me.
All right, guys.
Hey, shout out to the Funk Master General. Welcome to the party, coming in hot with the not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so very, very much. Shout out to M169, Bonzig, Jerry, Jay, and Daniel Cabrera. If you guys are not already in the Discord, if you do not already have the permissions, make sure you send me a DM or whatever, join, and make sure you get access to the after party. Thank you so very much. And of course, that makes you the new co-sponsor of the stream. All hail the Funk. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
I said he perpetuated a smear campaign about me.
All right, guys.
That's exactly what I said. I never said he started the rumors
he made
whatsoever.
a video on you, and he didn't. There's no evidence
Ruben can't handle it.
of that.
You're a real man.
To be honest, I know this is going to super hurt your egos, but I didn't watch a single one of your videos except for the Google Hangout for the first hour that you were on.
Candace, I didn't make a video on you. So
you jumped in a video chat.
Hold on.
So like own it. It doesn't matter. You were on it for an hour and 15 minutes. Let's quote Blaire. She's such a mess. This is going to be like, honestly, intellectually, like it's going to be hard to get through. She's such a mess.
Yeah. None of those are ad hominems. None of those are ad hominems. Like, here's the thing. You need to we've talked about this before. You need to gain the right to do this. You can't come with this energy. You have to let somebody else step over the line. And so for Blaire, now, if Blaire were to go bad faith, all good, because Candace started it. They could have came in and had a calm conversation, but projection. Indeed. Oh, talking about the ad hominems and every little chance she gets, just a little dig. And again, this is why, I'm not backing out. But I've kind of changed my mind on do I really want to debate Andrew Wilson, the Crucible. So if he will, I am absolutely open to it and will do it because I said I would. But I don't think that he is somebody who would really use that time to try to get a better understanding of who I am or what I stand for or any of those things. He would just be looking for clippable moments. And that's apparently who Candace is. Now, that don't mean that she doesn't have some great points at time, but gotta call it like we see it.
She's such a mess. This is going to be like, honestly,
so let's go back.
Someone else's life.
Hour and 15 minutes. Let's quote Blaire. She's such a mess. This is going to be like, honestly, intellectually, like it's going to be hard to get through.
Right there. It's going to be hard to get there because it's Blaire's words. Like, was that necessary? Does that help anybody understand you or Blaire or the conflict or social autopsy any better? Of course not.
She's such a mess. The fact that anyone believes her is so sad. She's a fraud. She's a fraud ass bitch. No, these are not hip hop lyrics. She's such a joke. She's so stupid. This bitch thinks she's going to change everything and she's not. Especially after going on InfoWars, which is ridiculous. The insults that she lodged towards InfoWars because they have a big audience, and to them watching, my apologies. I have a lot of respect for them
because they have a big audience.
Because let's keep it real. Where is she going to go after that? Some dumbass bitches are still believing her. For people that believed me, you're all dumbass bitches. She's a complete SJW and people are so dumb. By the way, this beef with her started before she ever thought about doxing, because she literally says, from the second I saw her, I thought, wow, that's definitely an act. This is honestly envy dressed up as righteousness.
Oh my God. Oh my God. These ladies, or lady and gentlemen, are not trying to get to the bottom of anything.
You gotta give me a chance to moderate this thing, otherwise we're just gonna be crossed up all over.
Moderate.
Okay. So it sounds like to me, I'm just trying to get some facts here because I get it. We can do this all day, and we can look at every tweet that we all sent or that everyone sent to each other and all the mean little things. And that's what everyone, all the people that I think are the bad actors in this, and all the people that just want us to relentlessly fight. There's nothing that's going to make them happier than to watch you two just scream at each other. So I am going to try to get it to something a little above that. Okay, you made the site. You made what was referred to in your documents as a non-functioning splash page.
Correct.
You are acknowledging that it did take in information, meaning that people could submit information, but it was Facebook pages and things of that matter. You are not denying that. So
yeah, so all Candace needs to do is, okay, I was wrong. I was under the impression that either a splash page was not what a splash page actually is, or I was told this information, and now you're giving me the correct information. I was wrong. Let's move on. And especially with all the energy you're bringing, like Papa Lutch always says, you can't be wrong and strong. I mean, that's, kind of the way it is these days. But, growing up, you get hit for that kind of shit.
People could submit information, but it was Facebook pages and things of that matter. You are not denying that. So
absolutely not denying that.
You accept that?
Denying what? Sorry.
That the site that was being referred to as a non-functioning splash page did take information, and you were not denying that.
No, not at all.
Now, as I understand,
no, not at all. I didn't yell at you and act like you were calling me a liar. I was wrong the whole time.
And the definition of doxing, but this is, I think, where maybe we could get a little lost in the exact specifics, is that doxing would only be if that information was released, right? I don't think doxing is taking in information,
and it has to be personal information.
So let's see what the Cougs got to say here. That doxing is the act. 1x. Okay. All right. Should I change that? Oh, it's in there. Anyway, doxing is the act of revealing personal information about someone online without their consent. It can include information such as the victim's real name, home address, workplace, phone number, financial information, and other personal details. So, is it doxing if the information is public? So AI overview. The AI overview says in the United States, publishing publicly available information is not illegal and it's not considered doxing. Doxing is the act of sharing someone's personal information without their consent, usually online, that can be used to harm them. However, doxing can be illegal if it's used to threaten harm, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think, I guess technically, taking public information that's on, a registry somewhere and tweeting it is not technically a doxing. But again, I would bet money that when it came to Taylor Lorenz and Chaya Rachik of Libs of TikTok, that Candace was not happy that Taylor doxed her, or technically didn't dox her, but just put information that was public or whatever. Yeah.
Right. I don't think doxing is taking in information,
and it has to be personal information.
So you're saying,
so she's gonna die on that hill. The information was already public, therefore I did not dox.
An address, an email address, something that you could stalk and harass that person.
Just to be clear, all the site did was take in public information.
Public information. That's why they were linked. This is what was so funny, like watching this like ridiculous stream with them. Is like he's like, yeah, I know that these profiles are real because I found people on.
Public information about kids' info is an oxymoron. Well said. Could not agree more. Could not agree more. Very, very, very good point.
Watching this like ridiculous stream with them is like he's like, yeah, I know that these profiles are real because I found people on Facebook. We found the people on public. We didn't even find them, like we didn't search for people's names. It was like publicly on Facebook. Like if you jump in on CNN's wall, and by the way, this was all for a test. So even us taking those names, these weren't people that we were even going to have on database, period. It was just a testing phase so that we could go out to investors and get funded. That was it.
Okay, now let's
oh, so you want funding to put out the private information of minors. Gotcha.
For a second, I want to give you an opportunity.
Here's a huge problem, especially saying that it was a testing phase.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of those people that were in your database were doxed. Were actually doxed. Again,
what do you mean?
So yeah, this is where we need to get into the what are we talking about? Because what Blaire is talking about and what we've been talking about, and we all consider doxing, is that yes, you went to some database where where you didn't have to even if you had to pay or something, that it is technically public information. But publishing that publishing that information and making it easier for people to see with the intent of I'm trying to think, does that intent part matter? Because I do think, guys, he is starving. Look at that. So I'm going to pull it to you guys. So let's go the end. So 82% of you do agree that despite it was public information, it was in fact doxing. So let's go with the definition that Google gave us, and saying that if it's public info, just for the sake of this poll, we all agree that it was doxing, as you can see, except for one person. But given the definition we've just seen, and given the agreement that that is doxing, do you think it is or do you think there needs to be negative intent for public information being released in order for it to be called doxing? So obviously, if you are taking private information that is not public, whatever the reason is, if you make it public, that is doxing. Under the dictionary definition, if it is public information and you just propagate it, that is not doxing. But we all agree that it falls under the same category, even if it's not the same thing. So my question to you with this poll is going to be, does it change the fact that it is doxing, or it's bad, or it's good, or does it change anything about the doxing that Candace was had good intentions with this, or does it not matter?
We're on in your database, we're doxed. We're actually doxed. Again,
what do you mean they were actually doxed? Say what dox means to you.
If you look at the Kiwi Farms link that people are spreading around, there are people posting in that thread, sharing their personal addresses, and yes,
that's bullshit. There was never. I'm not going to do that. There was never a line for that to be included on my website. I don't care what Kiwi Farms did, because they doxed me too.
Listen, they didn't get the address from your website. See, if you look,
so then I didn't dox them.
Listen. When you create a digital, basically hit list of online bullies, you're enabling vigilantes to go onto there and enact doxing whatever they want to do. These people, these people's businesses were
accusing of what Kiwi Farms did. This is crazy.
Okay, so hard to word this one, but do good intentions supersede the release of personal public information to make it okay? So does that make it okay? I shouldn't have done that. No, I don't like that. Not okay. Not okay. Not okay. So let's do. I'm going to change it again. So does it make it better? Does it make it better? Do good intentions supersede to make it better? That's a better poll.
Well, if I take a screenshot of your name and your tweet,
looks like
it's not from my website. So how are you accusing me of that?
The point is, when you create an online digital hit list of online bullies,
this was done for this. This is done for this. I'm sorry. This.
And again, this is the same argument with the red flag laws and a pew registry.
That's not someone's address someone got because that person was on your list.
What year was that posted? What year was that posted?
It was last year, the same time everything happened with your website. It was last year.
Yeah, because Zoe Quinn attacked us and started trying. You're missing the point.
Just to be clear, so what you were
she doxed my family on Kiwi Farms.
Okay, hang on a second. So just to be clear, what you're showing me here.
And that's horrible. And that's horrible.
I don't care. Honestly, it wasn't that serious. I think even that is being law enforcement. Nothing happened. Everybody's alive. It was just like, nobody. It's been 18 months. Nothing happened. There were pictures and names. That is all you guys have ever been able to do. That's on Kiwi Farms. They're not on social autopsy.
Listen to me. On your website, pictures and names. On your website.
So she's admitting it's pictures and names. How the hell is that a dox? You can Google someone's name and get pictures. Is that a dox?
Hold on. You're concerned.
Oh my God. My point is the intent, Candace. The point is when you create.
So I promise you I didn't watch this. I mean, I watched it way back when I initially saved it, but I didn't watch this right before. And so that is specifically what we're talking about. What specifically what Blaire is talking about. That, okay, fine, it's public information that anybody could find, but they didn't need to go find it because you made a registry. And so a lot of you are saying yes, that it does make it better. And I'm not sure. So keep voting. We'll talk about it.
Hold on.
Oh my God. My point is the intent, Candace. The point is when you create a digital hit list of people who are online bullies, especially when it comes to a lot of the times it's conservatives and people who are on this, the reason why these people are on there, you can see their comments that they made, the reason why they're put on the website.
Okay, but
vigilantes then go to this website. The point is that it was a trash idea. It was an Orwellian nightmare. People went to it, abused it.
It never launched.
I'm aware, but
that's not a response to it was a bad idea. Whether it was a good idea or a bad idea, or rather it launched or it didn't launch, you had the idea and it was a bad idea. The fact that it didn't launch only goes further to Blaire's point that it was a bad idea.
Crash idea was an Orwellian nightmare. People went to it, abused it.
It never launched.
I'm aware, but the information, the database was still accessible from people. That is the problem. You never officially launched it, and thank God, it never came to full fruition. However, that information was still accessible. It was abused, and these people were doxxed. People's businesses were put out there. People's home addresses.
Can I just ask you a question? To play devil's advocate here.
Just give me one sec. She did make one distinction there, which is that it wasn't your site
and that's
that
the most
did
important
the
thing.
doxing.
Okay.
So but that's an important.
That was never my argument.
But I think it's important that we at least get that out. So you're not.
I would like to play devil's advocate. I have a question. Okay. So my website had a picture and a name, and you said their intentions were clear. So if I go on Facebook right now and I look under a post under CNN, okay, and I see that a person says something that I don't like.
It's public.
Okay, so CNN on talking about Facebook. CNN on Facebook they say something that you don't like. Okay.
A post under CNN, okay, and I see that a person says something that I don't like.
It's public. However,
I didn't finish my goddamn question. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
You calm down.
Calm down.
Projection. Oh, Candace. Oh, this is not a good showing. And you can tell she's very defensive. And again, I would love to see if the same way that I kind of went over the more recent debate that I did. I would love if people in general would go back and look at the work that they've done and share publicly what they think about it. I think that's helpful not only for the creator but for the audience as well, especially newer people who may not have seen. Like if you just found Candace last week, or you just found Candace because of her departure from the Daily Wire. I think this is, is somewhat important to understand who this is, Gualtec said, "Dear God, these two are just too similar to get along. It's like listening to two sisters who don't like each other bicker at a Thanksgiving dinner." Or who just love to argue. Either way.
However,
I didn't finish my goddamn question. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
You calm down.
Calm down. Seriously.
You're cursing.
Seriously, calm down.
You. Okay.
Calm down.
Okay, Candace. Okay.
Damn is the worst. You've been calling me a fraud ass bitch and all these names, but now she's offended by damn.
But you're not above it because you called Tria crackhead. You called people.
I genuinely think she's on drugs.
All right, guys. Honestly, I think you're both. I actually think you're both above it. We can get.
Let me finish my question. So if you're saying that the point is that people can find something, ready? Follow my train of thought. People can find something that they don't like, and they think that this person, it's a hit list. Okay, what's stopping the person from just? Why do you have to go to social autopsy? Just go onto Facebook and go where we got it.
Because if you look at the comments from the people who actually used your website to dox people, and again, they dox them, not you. If you listen to people commenting, they're saying, this is the resource we're using. They went to you as a resource to collect names, and they dox those people based on the mean comments that they said online.
Okay, so what the actual, what, you coming up here? Come here. There we go. We got Marty in the building. He's so hungry. So Blaire is basically saying, lay down, Bubs. Is that okay? Fine. Your website may not have doxed private information, but you created an archive where other people who had the intent to dox these people, you had a registry of those people. I think that's fair.
You as a resource to collect names, and they dox those people based on the mean comments that they said online. That's the reason why they chose to hurt them. That's what happened.
All right, so, okay.
Why not just go to Facebook and look for mean comments? That's what we did. Why do you need a database?
You can do that. The problem is
this is making no sense.
It is making sense because the fact is that people weren't doing that. People aren't willing to just go and look out and find these comments and then individually. But if you're gonna make a list of everybody right there, like, hey, I can just do that. It's being obtuse. Maybe. Again, you had the good intention of, creating this so that people who do bad things don't have their life ruined. But if you're not willing to listen to the level of criticism of this, where clearly people were not doing so well, people got doxxed, people got harassed because of the list that you created. And I mean, you can definitely make the claim that, okay, fine, I didn't dox anybody, I can't control anybody. But you also have to claim the fact that this made it easier for people to do bad things. Shout out to Mercy Cho. Welcome to the party. So this is a Flashback Friday. This is from November of 2017, where Candace Owens started a website to for like hate crimes and stuff. If you were leaving mean comments on Facebook, then instead of getting in trouble with the police, you'd just be on this registry. And what ended up happening was that Candace created this this registry of public information, but then other people used that list to then dox the private information of the people on the list because they felt justified, because it was a list of cyberbullies and stuff. Yep, that was Candace. And it was a website called Social Autopsy. And yeah, lists typically are not good. Thank you so much for the likes, guys. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with you. And again, the intent seemed to be good. The intent, when she was explaining it, she was saying that, I experienced something and, the FBI got involved. And even though I was the victim, I didn't want people's lives ruined because they were children and this, that. Yeah, that was her idea behind this list. But not enough.
Why do you need a database?
You can do that. The problem is
this is making no sense.
You're not understanding.
It's like you're not understanding. It's already on Facebook. You're upset at the second source, not looking at the first source.
And that's another sign that you're really on your back foot if you won't let the other person speak.
No, when you create a digital hit list of online bullies,
you're calling it a digital hit list. You're changing the narrative here.
People who want to take advantage of that will go to it and they will dox people, and it happened.
If they really want to do that, why would you go to Facebook? Why are you waiting for us to do it?
Because again, so that's fine. That's a question, and I think the very easy answer is laziness. If they really want to do that, why aren't they doing the work that I'm doing? Because they're lazy. You're giving lazy, mean people a easier way to harass people. Where she said the intent doesn't matter. That's all the way fucked up. I'm on Blaire's side here. I think we all are. But it gets a little gray. It gets a little gray when we talk about what is doxing and what is public information. And I was under the impression that even if it is public information, that it's still doxing. That's how we use the term. When we talk about how Taylor Lorenz doxed libs of TikTok, it was public information, but she published it on her Twitter. And didn't nobody be like, well, that's not technically doxing, it's public information. I was just like, yeah, that's still fucked up. So we said, just due to simple human nature, PDF and felon lists are as bad as any list. More so due to how corrupt government is. Now, mugshot magazines are great fun. Well, I definitely agree on the list here. Now, I don't think that yes. So the due to the government. So this is why I'm against the death penalty. Not that I don't think that there's people who can do crimes that are bad enough that not only do I not want to pay for you to have 3 square meals a day and the medical care that you need and whatever, but I don't trust the government to tell me this person needs to die. Trust me. Nah, I'm good.
And they will dox people, and it happened.
If they really want to do that, why don't you just go to Facebook? Why are you waiting for us to do it?
Do you admit that people were doxed as a result of social
No, I've never said. No, absolutely not. I have no idea.
Really? No one was doxed as a result of your website.
I have no idea. You didn't bring us. You're now asking me what could have happened. For all I know, you put this up today.
I didn't put it. Everyone can go to Kiwi Farms then and look up. I'm sure if you Google keywords.
Okay, but she's showing me something that's not my web. This is crazy to me. This is like,
I never said it was your website.
Hold on,
you said it on the time. You said I was doxing people. Your exact words was I was.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
Doxing people. You tweeted out that I dox people.
Okay.
You didn't say this could be abused. You literally said that. That's not what you said in your tweet. You said I dox people.
That's what I'm saying now.
Was that true? Was that true?
Used your website.
Was that true to say I dox people? Was that true?
Yes, it was true. I don't care what Google says. If you take someone's information and make it publicly or more publicly available than it already was, that is doxing.
Directly, Social Autopsy did not dox people.
So then say, take it back. Take it back. You tweeted something that was false. Take it back.
Fair enough. I mean, I think given how, if we really want this conversation to go forward, fine, Candace, you personally didn't dox anybody. All you did was create a list to let all the people who want to dox people actually dox people. That is how you answer that question.
A social autopsy did not dox people.
So then say, take it back.
However,
Take it back. You tweeted something that was false. Take it back.
What did I tweet exactly? I said,
she doxes people.
No, I didn't. I said,
yes, you did.
I directly
yes,
tweeted,
you did.
Listen, I directly tweeted to you, so you're proud of doxing people with a question mark, as in a question. That was your chance to clear it up, but you lost.
No.
Ladies,
and said that I dox people 1,000 times, and then you clarified a couple of days on Twitter when I asked you straight up. You said all I said was that you dox people.
All right. Ladies.
You have been saying I dox people. Don't backtrack. It's cool to be wrong. I just said I missed.
Called it. Shout out to Logan. Candace made videos about Taylor and saying she was doxing. So is she lying then, or is she lying now? She is definitely lying. Well, I mean, she's not lying now in the video that we're watching from then. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Mercy Choke said, I'm a really private person. I would snap the fuck out. If you want your info out there, you are more than welcome to put it out there. But if not, it's no one else's place to do it for you. This is what the government does. Not very good. And again, the idea that, oh, well, you can already find this information. So why were these people not? But if not, it's no one else's place to do it for you. This is what the government wants to do. Make people use their government ID to be online. No fucking way. Exactly. And it's just splitting hairs. But I think that Blaire needs to give that concession that fine, if you don't want to call it doxing, then it's not doxing. But you still did this thing. That's the bottom line. Hey, shout out to our boy, the Funk Master General, with another $5 super chat. And of course, let's give him a bigger one than that. Gotta get a bigger one than that. There we go. He thanks you so very, very much. And of course, that makes you the new sole sponsor of the stream. Thank you so very, very much. Let's dive right back in.
All right. Ladies.
You have been saying I dox people. Don't backtrack. It's cool to be wrong. I just said I misused the word splash page. Why can't you?
Oops, but you were wrong before about what was she wrong about? The splash page thing. It's cool to be wrong, except when you're wrong.
Say that you lied about doxing.
Candace, listen. If I misspoke and said that you directly dox people, that's incorrect. But I will say right now.
There you go.
Just listen. You almost jumped. Just listen. I will say your website was used as a resource for doxers. It was, and you're looking.
Look. That's a big
All right,
guys, make sure you give thanks to those who are keeping this platform alive, like the Funk Master General. There is now a like button on the super chats. I would like to see as many likes on every single super chat as we have people viewing. I would rather you like the super chat than you like the video. I would rather you do both. But let's show the Funk Master General some love for keeping this channel afloat. Guys. Yeah, that's not the best the best moderation tactic. Starts looking at his wine rack fondly. He's like, please get me out of here. Why did I agree to do this?
That's a big.
All right, guys, you gotta grab me a second here.
Please, one question. What do you expect, Candace, when you create a website that attaches people and their mean comments to their employers, their school, etc.? What do you think is actually going to be the result of that? People are going to call the school. People are going to call them.
There you go. This is the line this is the line you need to go down. That fine. Okay, the doxing thing, throw that away. Fine. That's semantics. If you want to say, oh, well, it's public information, fine. What you did was still bad because of the effects. The effects happened. They were bad, and they were caused by your actions. That is undeniable. Mercy said, to be frank, I work with some of the most dangerous criminals humanity has to offer. I specialize in abnormal psychology. Oh, I remember my abnormal psych class. One of my favorites. Mercy said, so I have many reasons to be totally against this. Take it from me, there are crazy motherfuckers out there. For real. I remember, I wish I remembered his name, because he was one of my best college professors. But yeah, I took abnormal psych, and we would listen to like interviews that he had with like schizo patients, and you watch movies and you see the Hollywood depiction of what schizophrenia is, which is usually just dissociative identity disorder. But these people are, it's just on a different wavelength than you've ever even seen. So I second Mercy Choke 100%.
What do you think is actually going to be the result of that? People are going to call the school. People are going to call them. That's what's going to happen.
All right, let's pause for a second.
That's the result of the website.
Okay, so with that question in mind, okay, first off, I think she is, all right, it sounds to me, if we could just try to calm for a second, you are acknowledging that.
So as we said, lists of assholes or criminals can only lead to misuse. Lists of skilled people and fraudsters are less likely to be misused. Skilled people and fraudsters? How is that in the same category? Being labeled a fraudster can be fought in court. Oh, you're just, okay, gotcha. You're just saying they're not together. You're just listing. Gotcha. So on to Rider University. Shout out Rider like a bronc.
Sounds to me, if we could just try to calm for a second, you are acknowledging that that the site itself was not doxing people, but that the lists, and what you're saying is I can't control what people do with that list. Fair? All right, we got somewhere there. Okay.
But it's like saying you can't control what people do with the list, but you create.
You could just go on Facebook and find the people.
But hold on,
That's exactly what we did. They were
Candace, shut
screenshotting
the
someone
fuck up.
Listen.
That's like me taking a screenshot of Chelsea Handler the night saying I think about Republicans, right? And then holding onto my phone and then someone going, oh, people use that to dox Chelsea, so you're at fault. That's crazy. That literally doesn't make sense.
No, there's a complete difference.
And it never, by the way, let's not get lost.
There's a very big difference between creating the list and then just using what is on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. It's well said. Candace is pulling a Chris Cuomo back then, just refusing to acknowledge that they are wrong and fighting tooth and nail not to apologize. She goes one further by being super antagonistic. Yep, well said. Well said.
Doesn't make sense.
And again, the idea here in just watching this is realizing that okay, we see flaws in these people today. We can definitely list a whole bunch of flaws about Rubin, about Blaire, about Candace, but we also have to understand like where they can. There's still people. There's still people, and so we're being critical, but in the pursuit of trying to understand the world and the political landscape as best we can. You know, I mean, yes, we're here just kind of, you know, laughing at a cat fight, all that stuff. But there's a bigger purpose to all of this. Mercy Chuk said, doesn't account, so yeah, talking about the lists. Mercy said, doesn't account for psychos. Not much you can do about a crazy stalker until they hurt you. In other words, when it's too late. Wojan said Candace is doing what the left does when they call someone a bigot or a racist. They throw the info out so people can hurt them because they don't like them. Yep. So he said there's no real negative connotation to fan or exacerbate. On a list of people with skills, okay, yeah, there's no real, fraud has more legal connotations that make it too hard to list anyone as a fraudster. Yeah, I think that this goes back to the idea of community. This, as everything does, you don't need a list. You don't need a list if everybody already knows. The reason a list like this is so, useful to people who are trying to do bad is because they don't have any community with those people that they want to do harm against. It's just like, oh, I wouldn't have known this person existed if you didn't create this list. And just digging her heels in.
Going, oh, people use.
Yeah, I want to hear this this example again.
Listen,
but hold on,
that's exactly what we did. They were screenshots of what someone said.
Listen,
that's like me taking a screenshot of Chelsea Handler the night saying I think about Republicans, right? And then
the Chelsea Handler saying I think about Republicans.
And holding onto my phone and then someone going, oh, people use that to dox Chelsea, so you're at fault. That's
I don't think that's even close to what we're talking about.
Crazy. That literally doesn't make sense.
No, there's a complete difference.
And it never, by the way, let's not get lost.
So
this site never launched.
Yeah.
It never launched.
It never launched with it might as well have because the information was still exposed and it was access.
Guys, pause.
I saw like 6 or 7. I saw 6 or 7.
All right, let's pause for a second.
And all those people were hurt as a result of your website.
Come on, Dave, say it with your chest. All right, ladies, shut the fuck up. I'm the man here. I mean, there's two, but I'm the man.
All right, let's pause for a second. You acknowledge that this was misguided now.
I've said it.
So
then why, if you've already said that it was misguided, then why are you fighting and defending the fact that it was not misguided?
You acknowledge that this was misguided now.
I've said it.
So
every interview.
So I think that's that's an important piece here. So
not in this one.
I don't think she's denying that another site could have grasped this information and then done the doxing. You're acknowledging that her site did not do the doxing, and she's acknowledging that it was misguided.
I've said that 1,000 times, which is why.
So what the fuck are you arguing about?
This is just a witch hunt because I've already said that. I've already said that. And then the thing is, I'm not comfortable with you pretending that you did not put out there. All you guys said 1,000 times over was that I doxed people.
Did I not just say that if I said that you directly doxed people that it was incorrect? Did I not just say that?
She's conceding the point there.
To be incorrect.
There, because we had a good moderator. We definitely would not be watching this video 6 years later.
I'm called a liar.
Okay, but she's conceding the point there. She's agreeing that you did not dox anyone.
I did not dox anyone. And you realize.
Then why are you still fighting it?
How harmful that is to take a narrative of something that was well intended. I realized very quickly, which is why Mike Cernovich came to my defense. I met him when this was going on. What was that?
I laughed.
Okay.
Sorry,
That's just honestly like it should be.
Let's see that one more time.
What was that? Quickly, which is why Mike Cernovich came to my defense. I met him when this was going on. What was that?
I laughed.
Okay.
All right.
That's just honestly like it should be beneath you, but I guess it's.
Oh, it should be beneath you. Me cutting you off at every sentence. That's not beneath me.
It's not. That's why I met Mike Cernovich right when this was going down, when I got attacked, and I realized that the reason why I didn't want to launch this website was because I literally realized that it was going to be a tool for SJWs to attack conservatives, and we had nothing to do with politics. So when this girl.
So then, what are you arguing about? If you thought that this was going to happen, and it did happen, and now Blaire's saying, "Hey, this happened, and it's not okay." What are you arguing? What are you so angry about? You should be contrite. This should be a perfect opportunity to be like, guys, I fucked up, but I'm here to do better. Why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? Yeah, definitely not. And that's what makes it great. This is internet history.
Is going to be a tool for SJWs to attack conservatives, and we had nothing to do with politics. So when this girl, who she's for some reason defending, posted this this original smear, she said that I was launching this website. It was going to turn against conservatives, use their money, okay?
Yeah.
And like the whole reason I stopped the project was I realized that it was going to be politicized and it was going to become a weapon that I never intended.
Okay. I want to give you a chance to talk on.
So you agree with everything she said, and you knew that, and so you didn't launch the website. But there was a list that was used to the thing that you thought was going to be used, and Blaire's calling that out, but you're saying no.
What?
Okay, just as long as we're all on the same page.
Politicized, and it was going to become a weapon that I never intended.
Okay. I want to give you a chance to talk uninterrupted for a second. But do you believe her intentions there? Because I think part of this.
I said that no one who does.
Oh my God, she can't even let him speak.
Does bad things acknowledges themselves as bad. Everyone has good intentions. No one does a bad thing and really thinks before they do it. This is a bad thing.
But do you believe that when she had the realization that this was the wrong thing, that's a genuine realization? Because obviously when she was intending it, of course, it was intended to be good. I don't think anyone...
Probably, but
I agree. So let's go into the next poll. So this last one, do good intentions supersede the release of personal public information make it better? Does that make it better? And 56% of you said no, doesn't matter why. And so then I'll just ask generally, do you think Candace had good intentions? And again, we've established that maybe it may not matter, but I'm just curious what you all think.
Because obviously when she was intending it, of course, it was intended to be good. I don't think anyone...
Probably, but I really have, I know we're getting stuck on the definition. I have so many questions I want to ask because I've been blocked for so long. There's questions I want to ask. So you stated on your Patreon, Tree of Logic was paid to lie. Do you have evidence of that?
Right. No. So no, I don't have evidence of it, but I 100% believe. And by the way, you kept making it seem like I was saying you were paid to lie or any of the people that you hang out with. Absolutely not. I was always.
You called it a funded misinformation.
Doesn't want to answer. Next question.
Right,
you can answer yourself.
No, I want you to finish answering that.
You didn't because you cut me off.
Well, I'm letting you know now.
What I was saying to was that the highly suspect thing to me was Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer, for a long time, this was not my theory or my conspiracy, has been considered to be a Democratic operative. People have thought he's working for them because he started on Wall Street, like boycotting on Wall Street as like a very liberal person. All of a sudden, he's the leader of the White Nationalist Party. And every time he appears, he seems to be attacking Donald Trump, trying to pretend that this is the brand of Donald Trump. So this person who...
We were all liberals here. Why couldn't he be a liberal in the past? Why is that only...
We're all liberals here. Are we? I'm gonna say Candace's Cuomoism here is basically, if I didn't mean to do anything bad, even if it turned out bad, then what do I have to apologize for? Yup. And look how bad not a message, but look how bad of a showing that this is. This is not a good, whether it's Cuomo, or whether it's Candace back 6 years ago, or the next person who's going to dig their heels in. Exactly. Blame shifting. This is not the way to go. Even if you believe this, even if you believe, oh, well, I didn't mean for anything bad to happen. So even if it turned out bad, that's not on me. Even if you believe that, you have to at least appear humble and as though you made a mistake and that you tried to fix it. Not that you have nothing to apologize for. Spot on.
So this person who...
We were all liberals here. Why couldn't he be a liberal in the past? Why is that only afforded to us here?
It doesn't matter. I'm explaining to you that this isn't something that I started with Richard Spencer. This isn't my conspiracy theory. So for you trying a tinfoil and try to essentially make it gaslight me, make it seem like I was a conspiracy theorist.
Can you imagine, like, her husband has to be the most just... I have so much respect for Candace Owens, but never in a million years would I want to come home to this. Never in a million years would I want to come home to this. Dietrich said, intent is the difference between manslaughter and murder, but they are both criminal. Well said. Well said. We are now 50-50 on do you think Candace had good intentions? So hit that vote. Mercy Choke said, isn't Candace always going on about people taking accountability? Thou doth protest too much, my dear Candace. Agreed.
So for you trying a tinfoil and try to essentially make it gaslight me, make it seem like I was a conspiracy theorist.
You made statements you
to answer your question.
Provide evidence that Tree was paid.
You couldn't provide evidence that I was doxing people, but you said it. My point is that, so for Richard Spencer, for this video to be online.
See, even that little thing right there. No. We had a different definition of what doxing was. I was saying that you did this thing. You just call it not doxing. So fine. It's not, you still did the thing.
This girl makes a crazy, insane video saying that I'm going to launch this website in 3 weeks. I'm using
and like, just you take a guess, because it's definitely one or the other. It's either that he's a complete pushover, or he's the Chad of all Chads. Oh, look at this one right here. Look at that. That's a Chad of all Chads. I mean, at least she's leaning in. At least it's not like the Will Smith. Where's the Will Smith and Jada. What is that one? He's leaning in here. He's leaning in. He's leaning in. He's leaning in. He's leaning in. Where's the meme one? I mean, yeah, this one. Is it this? Is this, or is this, did they do it again? Did they do this again? This doesn't seem like the right one. But like, yikes. Mercy Choke said he's an intensely traditional Catholic British aristocrat. Interesting. So pushover.
A crazy, insane video saying that I'm going to launch this website in 3 weeks. I'm using conservative dollars. Absolutely nuts. It's a nuts. You keep saying.
Giggling Spy says that picture says, yes, dear, to me. Agreed. Brad said, look, he almost kissed her. That was probably a violation of their relationship. Oh, I meant to hit the laugh, but yeah, good one.
saying I think she's crazy. I think she's out of her goddamn mind. I'm being 100% honest with you. Okay? He retweets it in a matter of 24 hours. That just seems like
so I think there. All right. So before
because
we get
of a retweet,
but hold on. I think there is something interesting to that, because we all discussed this before. I discussed with both of you separately beforehand, that we know sort of the rhythms of the internet and how suddenly we've all been through this, right? There's been times where people were endlessly and relentlessly and unfairly attacking you. I've been through it. You're through it now, and it goes in phases. They see someone kind of moving on up, and then everyone jumps on it. It does seem a little odd to me, but again, I don't.
It was odd.
I always quote Carl Sagan: extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So I can't.
But it's not.
But something seems odd to me that why.
I would not put very much weight in the fact that, got in this, because there is a lot of baby mamas out there. Maybe you got a big dick. That don't mean he's a Chad. Or she said, you guys know how Candace got started, in her career? I mean, I remember she was more liberal. I'm not specifically though. If you wanna drop some knowledge, let's check it out.
Sagan, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So I can't.
But it's not.
But something seems odd to me that why would Richard Spencer get involved in this?
Odd. If you can't acknowledge
Candace, shut the fuck up and let him finish the question. If you are right, there's a scene. You guys have seen Community, right? So there is a scene there's an episode where there's a scene and Jeff yells at Abed a little bit too much, and then in the next scene they're talking. And everybody, in that first scene, everybody takes Abed's side. So in the next scene, Abed is kind of being like, "Well, you were mean to me before, or whatever." And Britta's like, "Abed, if everybody's on your side, it's petty. If you're doing that." And that is what she's doing. Yeah, she was red pill black. Hey, that's. I just, if I could ask her one question, I'd be like, how do you feel about the name Red Pill Black? What comes up? What comes up if we just throw into YouTube Red Pill Black? What comes up? Let's do, can we sort by, can you do this in the opposite way? I want to do not the first one, not the most recent. I want to do the Red Pill Black. So there's a whole, okay, let's see, 6 years ago.
So Black Lives Matter leader just released a list of 10 things white people should give to black people. I have to say, I haven't been ambitious enough in my letters to Santa. My name is Candace Owens, and you are watching my vlog series, The Myth of the Coon. So a lot of people have been wondering, what does Black Lives Matter want? I mean, to date, it seems like all they've really accomplished is burning down black neighborhoods, pissing off police officers, and ruining future employment opportunities for black kids that ride on their behalf and get arrested. Fortunately, Chanel Helm, the co-founder of BLM in Louisville, Kentucky, lays it out clearly in a pointed article entitled White People.
Okay, so this was obviously a little bit further down the road when she was still playing that same game. But yeah, if anybody got a link or something, let me know. Hey, we all had humble beginnings. Y'all have seen the I Didn't Read Your Book podcast. So and you have not yet seen the All Really podcast, which I'm saving for something. I don't know when, but maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Tomorrow, Saturday. We'll see. This week, I think it's time to go look back at my original podcast. There's a specific 3-part series with an early Trump supporter, as I and my co-host were never Trumpers. We were laughing at him early in, when the 2016 slate for Republicans was pretty large. And this dude was on the Trump train. We were making fun of him. We're like, come on, bro. Like, there's no way. And then he gets Trump became the nominee. So we brought him back and we're talking like, okay, all right. He's the nominee. But like, come on, Hillary Clinton's going to win, right? Like, and we might even have Bernie in there. And he was like, nope. And then Trump wins and we bring him back for a 3rd part. So I definitely got to go through that and, bring you the highlights. So Mercy Chug said she was on an Israeli man who happened to also own a few P-Hub style sites. She's on a man's talent platform as a model for hire. Not saying she did anything untoward, just that she was on his sketchy talent website. That's where DW found her. Wow. Did not know that. Did not know that. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean too much. I think we've all had humble beginnings, and it's about coming to understand your flaws and where you need to improve. And as long as you're doing that, then hey, nobody needs to be perfect. And I'm certainly not going to look back 6 years and say, well, now I don't like you because of something you said 6 years ago, unless you're still saying it. Shout out to Just Talk TV. Thank you for stopping by.
But it's not.
But something seems odd to me that why would Richard Spencer get involved in this?
Odd. If you can't acknowledge
I have nothing.
All he did was retweet something. He retweeted
it's
something.
Just weird to be so
It's a
someone who.
retweet.
Okay. Do you not think it's weird that somebody who has a really small following was able to get all the way to Richard Spencer in 24 hours? You don't think that's weird? You just
either way, we're not going to know what.
Not with Elon's Twitter.
The answer. The truth is, but guys, the truth is, we're not going to know the answer.
We're not going to know the answer to that.
There's nothing that you can tell me that's going to.
She can't even. She's asking a question, and then Dave's like, "Whoa, we can't know." And Candace says, "No, I'm the one saying we're not going to know it. We're not going to know it. I just asked you a question, but we're not going to know it." Like, what? Like, chill the fuck out.
All the way to Richard Spencer in 24
So she's asking this question.
You don't think that's weird? You just
she's asking this question.
Wait, we're not going to know what the answer.
And so then Dave says, "We're not going to know the answer."
What does that mean?
But guys, the truth is, we're not going to know the answer.
We're not going to know the answer to that.
There's nothing that you can tell me that's going to.
And I'm pretty.
Then why did you bring it up?
Sure, she's an alt-right sympathizer.
I have a problem with saying we don't know the answer to that because at the end of the day, she made a direct claim and she can't prove it. So saying we don't know the answer to it is kind of like giving credibility to the fact that it might be a thing. It's
What's
just
interesting
not.
is that you have
exactly. Shout out to Just Talk TV. Thank you so very much. No apologies at all necessary. Every single cent counts. And thank you so very much. Let's hit those likes on Just Talk TV's $2 super chat. Very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you.
We don't know the answer to it. It's kind of like giving credibility to the fact that it might be a thing. It's
What's
just
interesting
not.
is that you have all these notes, but you said you didn't even watch her video, and you are co-signing. You're defending her. She's an alt-right sympathizer. Like you're sitting across and you're defending Richard Spencer.
We had a little bit of a falling out. I mean, I probably could, but it's just one of those people where it's like, oh, you're not really useful to me anymore, so I'm just gonna stop talking to you. Like, all right, bet.
And a woman that literally sounded like she was on crack cocaine making up conspiracies about me, which you basically are co-signing.
When did I defend?
And she was more upset by the fact that I said something about Tree. Tree made a whole video about me. You don't have one. You didn't say one thing about her.
I think both of you.
All
right, that's it. That's the drinking game. Whenever Dave says, guys, we gonna drink. So the guy I was just talking about. What do you mean, which Trump supporter?
I'm not.
But it's ridiculous. No, but you are a little bit of an alt-right sympathizer, right? Because you're sitting here.
I'm an alt-right sympathizer. Did you just say that?
I'm asking you a question. Why are you sitting here? I'm asking you a question. Why are you sitting here instead of saying,
That's good faith. I'm just asking. Why are you an alt-right sympathizer? What? Come on, Candace. Like I definitely thought you were a better person than this. But oof. Buckmaster said, what does someone on crack cocaine sound like? Exactly. Dylan said it's a water drinking game where the goal is to stay hydrated. There you go. There you go.
Question. Why are you sitting here? I'm asking you a question. Why are you sitting here instead of saying, you know what? Her video was way out of line and there were a lot of lies. You're not presenting any of the lies in the campaign that you helped perpetuate. Perpetuate being the operative word. Why aren't you? Why stop pointing it? I didn't answer you. I can point it wherever the hell I want to.
You can do it, but you're being really fucking rude.
Like it's ridiculous.
Give her a chance.
Candace. Me saying that there's contradictory stuff going on with you saying that ad hominems are not how you win, it's low and it's childish. When you've called her a crackhead, that was me pointing that out. That was me saying that clearly, and this is where we can all find common ground, that we clearly have not all been the best. We've all used ad hominems. You refusing to answer Dave Cullen's questions and then saying that she's a crackhead, so she's not worth responding to.
Right,
that's you giving up the debate.
No, I genuinely.
That's still even if you believe it, that's still an ad hominem. Just because you think somebody actually does crack does not get you out of the answering a question that they asked you. Like you can do, fine, you can do that, but you didn't answer the question. You dodged. and you made and you threw an ad hominem. That's not how a conversation and debate works.
And then saying that she's a crackhead, so she's not worth responding to.
Right, that's how I felt.
That's you giving up the debate.
No, I genuinely think she sounded like she was on drugs.
You can genuinely believe that that's still an ad hominem.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. That we're none of us are above that.
Okay.
You called all the YouTubers bottom feeders. None of us are above that. We've all.
I genuinely think that's why I didn't answer.
Okay, again, Candace, it's almost as if you think that an ad hominem is saying something like a lie. That's not what that means. That's not what that means. It means attacking the person instead of their argument. So if a crackhead said the sky is blue, and he said, "Well, you're a crackhead," that's not an argument.
Answer to the question of why I didn't answer is that anybody that dedicates, especially in the sphere of what's going on in the world today, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got like.
Did she just say that super? Did she just say that like she was speaking Hebrew? The sphere.
That anybody that dedicates, especially in the sphere of what.
She did. The sphere.
Your answer to the question of why I didn't answer is that anybody that dedicates, especially in the sphere of what's going on in the world today, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got like terrorist attacks happening, everything that's going on with Trump presidency, the invasion that just happened over in the Middle East. And
shout out to Chrissy 1687. Welcome. This is from November 2017. Doing a little bit of a flashback Friday and seeing how far Blaire, Dave, and Candace have come. Welcome to the party.
Everything that's going on with Trump presidency, the invasion that just happened over in the Middle East in terms of rescuing the prince. Anybody that dedicates 5 videos to talking about me and something that never launched, like, it's just a little weird to me. It's like I have better things to do than deal with bottom feeders. That's
an ad hominem. You may be right that they are bottom feeders and that they don't have a point to make, but you didn't dispel that or demonstrate that they have no point by saying they're bottom feeders. That is what Blaire is saying. Those are ad hominems. You are engaging in ad hominems.
never launched. Like, it's just a little weird to me. It's like I have better things to do than deal with bottom feeders. I
think we can all agree that we wish YouTubers would make better quality videos.
Yeah, just fill it back.
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
I perceive these people, and this is like at no discredit to you. I understand these YouTubers are your friends. You were on a video stream of me talking for an hour and 15 minutes.
Candace, I did not make
calling
a video.
me a fraud,
Candace,
saying that I doxed people, and saying that it was gnarly what was going to happen to children because of what I.
If I was Blaire, I would just sit back and be like, just let her go. Just let her tire herself out. No, I don't think that's going to happen. But at a certain point, it's like, at a certain point, you have to play the opponent and not play the game. If somebody's not in a good faith, then you're not going to be able to explain your points and whatever. You have to play the game. You have to play the opponent that's put in front of you. And I would just let her go. She's saying a lot of things, and all we've gotten so far, we're halfway through the video, and all we've got is that Candace was wrong about her site. On Blaire's side, it's just a semantic argument as to whether or not it was doxing. And whether or not it was doxing, it did lead to people getting harassed. What did Brad say here? So I totally agree. I've known a couple personally, and it was just truly a tool to get safety economically. It's a choice we all make. Yeah. Everybody's got to do what they got to do, you know? It's better than not doing anything. Do what you got to do is better than not doing anything. That's for sure.
Saying that I doxed people and saying that it was gnarly what was going to happen to children because of what I did.
Right, because you had the intention of putting children.
There were no children ever. Intention, you guys have intention. There were no children on there ever.
And is that not what I said?
You saw seven names,
is that not what I said? That it could have been used for bad things. That's what I said.
Could you imagine if we lived in coulda, woulda, shoulda land all the time?
Okay, but
it's like insane.
Oh my God.
Okay, but that being said,
but you already admitted that it did lead to bad things. So we're not talking about coulda, shoulda, woulda. We're talking about this did happen. I really did not expect to be so on Blaire's side. I didn't remember how this went, but Candace, this ain't it. This ain't it. And I think they're on good terms as far as I understand. I don't know if I doubt they're friends, but I think, given they're both in the same space, I think they have that at least professional respect for each other. But seriously, 6 years ago, that was not the case. Funkmaster General said she started as a YouTube channel. Doesn't that make her a bottom feeder too? Apparently. Yeah. They're not friends. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're friends. Oh, okay. All right. I just assumed. I haven't heard any of them going, or either of them going back and forth at each other. So I assume they're just like, all right, whatever. But apparently not. Apparently this had some lasting effects.
Imagine if we lived in coulda, woulda, shoulda land all the time.
Okay, but
it's like insane.
Oh my God.
Okay, but that being said,
Unlike Candace.
you do acknowledge.
And again, I like Candace.
Acknowledge that by collecting this information, it is possible that information could have got hacked into, et cetera, even if that was not your intention.
Absolutely. I knew that
it's not even possible. It was. People were docked as a result of the information
a year ago. How come we haven't been sued a year ago?
Again, getting defensive. You already conceded to the fact that you caused this to happen. Why are you still defending a point that you've already conceded to?
The whole thing was
how
a year
come
ago.
I haven't been sued?
You're here talking about the whole situation.
Right, I know.
Well,
how come I haven't been sued if these people's lives were completely ruined, if it happened a year ago?
Candace, I don't know. Ask people who didn't choose to sue you. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
All right, but I think
No, geez, you're telling me that Candace is petty? What? I never would have guessed. Because I think they've both grown since then. Yes, that is the main purpose of viewing this, is to see, the fact that not just these people, but in general, people will grow and change and learn. And when you're speaking your opinions, and I think this was live. Am I wrong? Yeah, this was live. So when you're on a live stream and you're talking and you're saying, like, there's not a lot of room for error. And so looking back and then looking forward, it gives you a little bit of respect of, like, this person didn't just pop into existence. They went through a lot of humble beginnings. Mercy Choke said, Blair's always seemed cool as fuck to me. Down to earth and fair. I agree. And Funkmaster General said, I never liked Candace, but she's a useful weapon in the culture war. But like her or not, she definitely is a useful weapon. I mean, I respect that she seems to be comfortable, standing on business, regardless of whether whether other people are, regardless of how other people see it. And so you're inevitably going to have some bad takes and some bad opinions, but I don't necessarily, like, I can see the White Lives Matter shirts that she wore with Kanye. Like, I wouldn't do that. I don't necessarily think it was a great or terrible thing to do, but the fact that she was willing to do it, not a lot of people have the balls to do that. And a lot of people believe that, think that, and would wear that shirt if they weren't going to get negative feedback from the public. Blaire is hilarious. She, which is super attractive quality in a person. Yeah, I mean, it's funny that she has a very unique type of comedy as well. I agree. I think she's funny. I like her.
Candace, I don't know. Ask people who didn't choose to see you. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
All right, but I think you're both getting some points here, and it's hard to not get lost in this person said this on this video, and we tweeted this and that whole thing. You are admitting.
Is it really that hard? I don't think it is. Like, I don't care what anybody said before. I'm in front of you right now. If I said something, okay, bring up, I said this, okay, this is what I meant by that. Or I'll take that back, or I was wrong about that. But let's talk. We're here now. And I think, again, that's a good thing about how the internet worked back then. It was very petty, and it was very small-minded. And so while these people have also grown, so has internet culture and the way that we communicate with each other. And I think that's a good thing.
That this was more than a splash page by the functional definition of what splash page is. Okay. You are also admitting that your intent, I think you're accepting that her intentions were not to dox, that her intentions were good, right? When this thing started, or did we get that far?
Just say yes. You already said that it doesn't matter. Yes, you have already said that you think she has good intentions. We're just trying to, these are the questions to keep everybody on the same page. We're not relitigating it. You've already litigated. Did she have good intentions or did she have bad intentions? Despite the fact that she had good intentions, it ended up badly. You already agreed with that. You don't need to further clarify. These are just the clarifying questions to keep everybody on the same page and move the conversation forward.
I think that as she has said, it was incredibly misguided. I think that even though, it was a third party that went and used her information to dox people.
Yes,
that's
you already
happened.
said that.
Okay,
So like
and you're not denying that people they were doxxed by not because of what you did. Okay.
Because, what do you mean because? Because I think they were doxxed because of what Candace did. I don't think Candace did the doxing, but that doxing never would have happened if there was no list.
People were doxxed.
They were doxxed by not because of what you did.
I can't apologize for that.
I would say I would argue that they were doxxed because of what she did, because they used
They
her
could have gotten it on Facebook.
Yes, they could have, but at the end of the day, they didn't. They used your website as a resource.
Crazy.
There you go. They could have, but they didn't. And so, yes, there are people out there who want to dox people that they think are bad people, but they don't care enough to go and search for this information. So if you are presenting them with the information that makes it easier, let's say the effort level that they're willing to give is here, and without your list, the effort level to actually dox someone is up here. Well, then they're not going to do it. But then you make a list and bring bring the difficulty level down. It's like, well, I mean, it's here now. You can't get away from that. You cannot get away from that. And it's disappointing. Disappointing that you can't just be like, yes, that was a miss. Would anybody hate her today if she said, yeah, I messed up there? I think probably the opposite. There's a lot of people who probably were fans of her, but saw this and was like, I don't know. Where are we? Mercy said, if these three is Rubin, then I generally don't care for it. I said, shit. Me too. He's pedantic and his takes are boring. He's a pretty good interviewer, though, to be fair. Otherwise, I find him to be annoying. Yeah, me too. So like right around this time when I was starting to, kind of go on the same track of I'm a liberal, but I don't like what the left is doing. I did respect Rubin a lot because of he was kind of in that same space, but he like as the landscape changed, that whole like politically homeless thing kind of evaporated, and he's always tried to be that person, and now he's on Tenet Media with I forget her name, whoever it is, and it's just very like basic stuff. It's like the same story that you're going to see from Tim Pool and the Quartering and everybody on the Daily Wire and wherever else. They're going to cover it too and kind of give the same exact take. So I don't really get what they're trying to do on that aspect with Tenet Media, but I don't know. Exactly. People would respect her ability to admit fault. And again, I think today she probably would take that. Why? Why do you do that? He's standing on the chair. I turned to give him an opening. You don't need me to look at you in order to jump on the chair. Do you understand that? Crazy dog. Crazy dog. But yeah, completely agree. Completely agree with Mercy Choke.
On Facebook.
Listen, yes, they could have, but at the end of the day, they didn't. They used your website as a resource.
This to me doesn't make any sense. I gotta be honest with you.
And you're saying they could have gotten it from Facebook. What do you mean they used your website?
Hold on, this is, and one of you can
But
give me
the stuff is on Facebook. Ours is just an archive of
They
what's on
would
Facebook.
have never saw those people. They found it because it was on your website.
Okay, but they can also just go look at the comments. No. It's not about admitting. I've already consented to you. Okay,
Conceded, not consented.
already conceded to you that they could have. Okay, absolutely. Gone on my website and they could have found these people. They also
did, not could have.
They did.
Yeah, great point, Brad. That people are too butthurt to take an L. Just, you're not right about everything. No matter what it is, you are wrong about something. No matter who you are, you're wrong about something. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you a person. And taking the L does make you a better person. When you deserve to take the L, not bowing the knee to somebody who just said, you're wrong because that's racist and transphobic. Is it though? No, we're talking about when you are actually wrong. humility is an actual virtue. Well said. Well said. And not a lot of humility here. Not a lot of humility here. So we are just past the 2-hour mark, guys. If you want to keep the party raging, you know how to do it.
They absolutely gone on my website and they could have found these people. But they also
did, not could have.
They did.
They
but
did.
they also could go on Facebook and do that every single day. So
but they didn't.
you're making it seem like we created some special thing that they couldn't have access. People saying mean things in the world and figure out who their names were. We didn't.
So the question that Blaire asks is like, okay, so why were why were none of the people who were on your list? How come they weren't harassed until after they were on your list?
Particular people that were doxxed were on your website because of the fact that they were on your website.
Okay, but that was from Facebook. It was an archive of what was on Facebook. Do you understand what I'm saying? I already exist on Facebook.
We're running.
Shout out to, come on. Shout out to Shelly Babes. Welcome. So everybody takes a turn on the struggle bus. Indeed. Right now, it's our turn, right? High five for the struggle bus. High five. Yeah, there you go. Struggle bus all day. Welcome, Shelly Babes, to the party.
That was from Facebook. It was an archive of what was on Facebook. Do you understand what I'm saying? I already exist on Facebook.
Guys, we're running in circles here.
This doesn't make sense to me.
They have a Facebook account, so that means...
Yes, I got it from Facebook. Of course I have Facebook accounts. I got it from Facebook.
I know you got it from Facebook.
Facebook is still live.
And the doxers
I hope you guys go after Facebook.
And the doxers got it from your website.
Okay.
So I, as far as I can tell, what she's saying there is true, but you are acknowledging, A, that wasn't the intention, and that you were misguided in I mean, it seems to me that this whole thing...
I didn't understand internet culture when I created this at all. I wasn't on Twitter. I didn't understand that there was this culture war going on. As I said, and I know you chuckled, when I met Mike Cernovich, who was incredibly intelligent, so I have nothing bad to say about him. He perceived that this was a girl that was falling down the rabbit hole, had no idea how something that she made would have been abused, and that was the end of it. I put it to bed immediately.
Your intentions there? Let's just try.
Bro, we already went over that. We've already done that. Why are you still asking the same question that you know is going to trigger another round of, well, it was my intentions, but I didn't, but it still happened. We've already done that. You are a terrible moderator. At least here.
Try not to get into every tweet.
I mean, I keep saying that. Yes, I that the fact that she probably didn't think it was this horrible thing. It just ended up that way.
So one of the things that's confusing me, and I'll let you go first on this one. So one of the things that's confusing me a little bit is that nobody seemed to care about this whole.
It's funny how look how Candace is sitting like a man, and Blaire is sitting like a woman. Just funny things that stand out to me. Shout out to Eldritch Blades. Welcome to the party. Yeah, let's go back to the poll. Do you think Candace had good intentions with social autopsy? And it is split pretty close, but right now we are at 53% saying no, she did not have good intentions. I personally disagree. But, as we said, good intentions, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But I do think she had good intentions. It's just a stupid idea. And she was wrong. And you need to take the L. You're wrong. Welcome, Eldritch, to the party. Good to see ya. Brad says a little self-deprecation, when applied properly, can break down firewalls in people and lets you just get a little bit closer to understanding them. Indeed. Oh, shout out to Morty. This is Morty, my co-host. And every single donation comes with a treat for him. That one's on me. Every single super chat, Venmo, Rumble Rant, whatever it is, gets my dog fed. And it's been thundering and lightning. And he's been so scared and he's so brave being up here now. All right, let's back in here.
You go first on this one. So one of the things that's confusing me a little bit is that nobody seemed to care about this whole thing for about a year.
Very interesting.
Then your profile
very interesting
kind of got built up a little bit, and then literally within a week of you doing this show, suddenly everybody was saying this, and I'm a little confused. Were people being doxxed? Before that,
why.
Like, do we know when those people grabbed the list and started doxing?
Yeah, that was about a year ago. All those doxes I showed you on the phone. But the reason that happened was because about a year ago, when the actual website was, she was working to make it come to fruition. There was YouTubers Chris Reagan and
Guys, remember that the after party is only for members of the channel. We are heading over to the Discord server, which is free to join. It's completely free to join. But if you want to join the after party and get full access to the server, you must be a member of the channel.
One other big person, but made videos about the situation, criticizing the website, criticizing her motives. And she kind of, I guess, wasn't on the radar for about a year until after that. And she came back and she was Red Pill Black, new persona. And it took a few months for people to realize, oh, that was that person we were all talking about a year ago. That's what happened. So I think the idea that this is all like some grand conspiracy theory and that Tree of Logic was paid, Richard Spencer was paid, it doesn't make any sense. This is
relevant now because these are bottom-feeding YouTubers that saw someone rising up quickly. This is envy dressed up as righteousness, period. This doesn't even make sense.
God.
Oh, later, it took them a while to click. I talked about it extensively. Every interview I do, I talk about Gamergate, I talk about the Red Pill, I talk about social autopsy. So this is all BS. As I said, this is envy dressed up as righteousness, okay? It took a full...
Forgot I was muted. What did I say? I'm giving you all this free stuff. But welcome, Josh, to the party. So it's funny she brought up Cernovich while debating a trans. Well, she did, you know, in the beginning. She was like, look, I'm not going to refer to you as she, because my audience is that, and Cernovich had my back. So, you know, fair enough.
It's all BS. As I said, this is envy dressed up as righteousness, okay? It took a year later, it never launched. All of a sudden, you're digging into people's past.
Cope. Yep. Arrogant Candace much. She's so condescending. Get the fuck out of here. Right, so I think she just had an idea that sounded good in her head and just didn't think it through mindfully enough and fucked up. Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. We've all done that. All you got to do is take the L. Be a grown-up. Take the L. Realize you're not perfect. I fucked up, but I promise I'll do better. That's it. That's all people want to hear. That's all people want to hear. I mean, as long as you mean it, obviously. You're fucking up all the time and you're just saying it, then it ain't going to do much. But all people want to hear is an authentic acknowledgement of accountability and a promise to do better. Not that complicated.
Righteousness, okay? It took a year later, it never launched. All of a sudden, you're digging into people's past, and you didn't have the decency. I would have had a lot of respect for you, Blaire, if you reached out. We have someone in common. If I saw something,
we have someone in common. We have. So what she's maybe she's going to explain this fully. Maybe she's not. But the reason, like, there's a unspoken thing that if you're going to talk about another content creator, that you want to reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm going to talk about this. Do you have any comment or, whatever. And so she's probably going to go down that road. But let's see.
For you, Blaire. All of a sudden, you're digging into people's past, and you didn't have the decency. I would have had a lot of respect for you, Blaire, if you reached out. We have someone in common. If I saw something.
No, I did. When did
I
directly tweeted you. I said, do you want to do a live stream and talk about it? And you blocked me.
No.
Maybe you didn't see it.
After you called me trash. I never saw a tweet from you that said you wanted to do a live stream.
I did. But you, I mean,
ooh, so she's like, you should have done this. I would have respected you. Like, bitch, I did. Well, I didn't see it. And that's your fault. It's your fault. Your fault that I didn't see it. She said I was never on YouTube or knew any of these folks until like 2019 and 2020. So yeah, I mean, I came on a little bit earlier. I really wasn't paying attention to much. And 2015 is kind of when I started paying attention. But I was a liberal then. I was a never Trumper, all that stuff. And now, my God, let's go. Mercy Choke said, Candace, trait narcissist. Just saying, at least subclinically. All right, I'll take your word for it.
After you called me trash, I never saw a tweet from you that said you wanted to.
Okay, well, I did.
I never saw a tweet from you.
I did, but you, I mean,
we can all tweets if you want. Right. Well, we can all miss tweets.
Well, you can't do that after you call somebody trash. My point is that they all jumped on, and it was a dogpiling. Okay, if 11 YouTubers are on the same live stream, that's a dogpile.
So the list was basically Candace had something happen to her when she was in middle school or around that age. I think she said 13, 16, something like that. And it blew up and this big thing. And if I understand correctly, the people involved, had their lives ruined with the law and whatever. And so she was saying, okay, well, yes, I was a victim of this, but I don't want people's lives ruined for, stuff like this. So instead, let's have a registry where, hey, if you are mean online and you have mean comments, you're cyberbullying, you're whatever it is, then we'll put you on this list, and so people know what's good. And then if you then go further, I'm kind of filling in the details here, but the idea was to be a middle ground between, okay, you did something wrong, but we don't want to ruin your life. We don't want to get the police involved. You're just on this list, and people can view this list and see that, oh, you're a bad person and whatever. So the intention was, number one, that this list exists and you don't want to be on it, so don't be mean to people. And number two, that if you are going to be harassing people online, then they're going to call you out. So again, I think that she had a good intention of wanting people to have better discourse. Maybe not herself, but other people having better discourse and more not capital P progressive, but like actually progressive in the sense that the conversation is moving along, progressive conversations about whatever it is. But people got doxxed, people got harassed, and she won't take ownership of it. She won't take ownership. She's like, I never did the doxing. I just provided the people who doxed with a list of people to dox. But don't you just love the self-righteousness? It's the bane of human existence. I agree with that. It can turn somebody from up here to down here. Mercy Choke said to be fair, everyone has narcissistic traits. Doesn't mean they have narcissistic personality disorder. She's being a bitch though. I said it. There you go. There you go. Let's dilly to that. Dilly. All right. So I think what we're gonna do here. So as you can see, we have some spikes here. We're definitely going to hit up the spikes before we leave. But obviously, we are getting close to that 2.5 hour mark. So if you would like to keep the party raging, we gotta keep it raging. Filmmaster General said Mercy Discord runs a light background check to keep out bad actors. Really? I did not know that. Yeah, damn. Well, let's not, I mean, we good. Yeah, we good. All right.
And it was a dogpiling, okay? If 11 YouTubers are on the same live stream, that's a dogpile. You can't admit that's a dogpile? 11 YouTubers talking about one YouTuber?
Are they wrong? Then it doesn't matter.
All right.
Candace, what is that to you?
I think both of you guys are above sort of just the general.
I'm above it. I would have never.
Are you though? Get your own at theindianjews.com.
I would have never jumped on an, because I genuinely, that's not the intellectual circle I'm trying to run. I would never, ever have jumped onto a live stream with 11 YouTubers to talk about you, ever.
Probably because you wouldn't have anything to say. What would you say? What would you say?
There was two when I was on. There was two.
Okay, pause for a second. Just to clarify one thing, so one person did check on the amount of minutes that Blaire was on the live stream. It was approximately 40 minutes. She joined at about 30 and left around 1:10. Okay.
So all right.
I thought
Yeah.
we can both be wrong on that one.
All right, that's fine. But those aren't. I don't think those are the things that. I don't think
40 minutes is a long time to sit there talking about someone on what is a 4 hour.
It's certainly not an hour and a half. You said about an hour and a half.
I said an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, and I said about 20 minutes, so we were both wrong about that.
All right, fair enough. And I don't think those are the things that are particularly.
It doesn't matter.
All right, so let's see what these bumps are about. Let's see you get into it. Oh my goodness! Right on cue. Shout out to the Bug Master General. Another $10 super chat. Thank you so very, very much. And Morty appreciates it very, very much. Everybody hit that like button on the super chat. All right. Well, where was I? Let's do this. I'm gonna make sure, because now that we got some time, you know what I mean. Now that we got some time.
From Facebook.
I know you got it from Facebook.
So
I girl that I
You've already done that. 44. Okay.
The particular people that were doxxed.
Shout out to the Funk Master General. Keep the party raging. He did. Everybody say thank you, thank you, thank you to the Funk Master General. Hell yeah. I love it too. I love you, brother. I love it.
saying mean things in the world to figure out who their names were.
The particular people that were doxxed were on your website because of the fact that they were on your website.
Okay, but that was from Facebook. It was an archive of what was on Facebook. Do you understand what I'm saying? It already exists on Facebook.
We're running in circles here. This
doesn't make sense to me.
They have Facebook accounts, so that means...
Yes, I got it from Facebook. Of course I have Facebook accounts. I got it.
Everybody, again, put the Funk Master General. I was about to be like, okay, here's this bit. We out of here. But the party rages on.
From Facebook.
I know you got it from Facebook.
Facebook is still alive.
And the doxers
I hope you guys go after Facebook.
And the doxers got it from your website.
So I, as far as I can tell, what she's saying there is true, but you are acknowledging, A, that wasn't the intention, and that you were misguided in create. I mean, it seems to me that this whole thing...
I didn't understand internet culture when I created this at all. I wasn't on Twitter. I didn't understand that there was this culture war going on. As I said, and I know you...
Okay, then you have to apologize for that. That is not anybody else's fault that you didn't understand. You did not foresee that people would take this information that you're archiving and use it for nefarious purposes. Even if you never intended or even thought that that could be a possibility, it was. That's it. That's it.
At all. I wasn't on Twitter. I didn't understand that there was this culture war going on. As I said, and I know you chuckled, when I met Mike Cernovich, who was incredibly intelligent, so I have nothing bad to say about him. He perceived that this was a girl that was falling down the rabbit hole, had no idea how something that she made would have been abused, and that was the end of it. I put it to bed immediately. Do you accept her intentions
there? Let's just try not to get into every tweet.
I mean, I keep saying that. Yes, I accept that the fact that she probably didn't.
I mean, this is the 5th time now.
Think it was this horrible thing, and it just ended up that way.
So one of the things that's confusing me, and I'll let you go first on this.
Okay, fair enough. That was we did get.
So one of the things that's confusing me a little bit is that nobody seemed to care about this whole thing for about a year.
Very interesting.
Then your profile kind of got built up a little bit, and then literally within a week of you doing this show, suddenly everybody was saying this, and I'm a little...
Yeah, it's almost like when you're on the internet and you don't really exist in on a large platform. People don't know that you exist, and then when people learn that you exist, then they might have some questions. Is this more of that internet culture that you didn't know about?
Literally within a week of you doing this show, suddenly...
And again, remember 2017, the Rubin Report was a place to be.
Everybody was saying this, and I'm a little confused. Were people being doxxed before that?
Why?
Like,
okay, that's a good question.
Do we know when those people grabbed the list and started doxing?
Yeah, that was about a year ago. All those doxes I showed you on the phone.
And that does make sense. Like, it wouldn't necessarily... I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if people were using Candace's list to dox people because of Candace. Right? Like, it does make sense that these people are just like, oh, we're the SJWs and you're a mean person and you deserve this. Full stop. I don't know who Candace Owens is. I don't know who made social autopsy. All I know is that this person is a bully and I'm going to find their information and I'm going to do this, that. And again, this person never, the doxer, the actual doxer who's releasing private information would never have the incentive to go for to do that without the list. That's it. Shout out to the Funk Master General and Mercy Choke holding down the chat. Hey, look who we got. Shout out to Aim. Welcome to the party. Said, why is she responsible for other people's choices? I don't get the idea that we're supposed to be responsible for other crappy people's choices. That's not on her. That's on the pussies that doxed. So again, I mean, we've talked about this earlier, but if you okay, so let's think of an analogy here of a situation where somebody is not going to do something bad, but you do something that makes it easier for them to do the bad thing. They're still the ones doing the bad thing. So let's say you let's say you're okay. I got here we go. Ready. This is why she's not responsible, but this is why she has some of the blame to carry. So let's say that you go to the supermarket, right? Park your car, and somebody else is pulling in right at the same time, and you realize that they didn't lock their car. Now, everybody could see that they didn't use their key fob and lock the door. Anybody could see that, but probably weren't paying attention. So if then you go make an announcement, hey, everybody, the white Toyota outside has a phone and a computer in it, and I know for a fact that it's unlocked. I'm just saying, I'm not telling anybody to do anything with that information. I'm just saying that there's an unlocked car with a bunch of stuff in it. Amber, would you say that that person has no responsibility in that car being stolen or broken into? I certainly, the person who broke in is the top tier criminal there, but that never would have happened if you didn't put that information out there. And I think that is absolutely a fair thing to say. Welcome to the party. Mercy Chuck said, I try. I was in law enforcement and I'm still paranoid, probably because I work too much. I hear that. Not necessarily about the working in law enforcement, but a little bit too much working, right? Brad said, collating it and putting it out there to be used for docs is aiding the problem, even if not intentionally. Exactly. That's my position. But maybe Amber can enlighten us on to why Candace is perfectly in the right here.
Those people grabbed the list and started doxing?
Yeah, that was about a year ago, all those doxes I showed you on the phone. But the reason that happened was because about a year ago when the actual website was, she was working to make it come to fruition, there was YouTubers Chris Reagan and
okay, this is where we were.
One other big person, but made videos about the situation, criticizing the website, criticizing her motives. And she kind of, I guess, wasn't on the radar for about a year until after.
How much money would you put on this? How much would you bet that Google, because YouTube is owned by Google, how much would you be willing to bet that Google does not have your credit card information? They're always listening. They're always listening. I didn't even say the word. It's supposed to be locked. It's supposed to be locked. Okay, Google. Always listening. Always listening. They know. They know everything. Shelly Babe said, so the reason or a big reason YouTube leans into commie rules is situations like this. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but it definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
Criticizing her motives. And she kind of, I guess, wasn't on the radar for about a year until after that. And she came back and she was Red Pill Black, new persona. And it took a few months for people to realize, oh, that was that person we were all talking about a year ago.
That's what Mercy was asking about.
That's what happened. So I think the idea that this is all like some grand conspiracy theory and that Tree of Logic was paid, Richard Spencer was paid, it doesn't make any sense. This
is relevant now because these are bottom-feeding YouTubers that saw someone rising up quickly. This is envy dressed up as righteousness, period. This doesn't even make sense.
Oh, she had that line. She said that 3 times now. Great freeze frame. Sorry, that was disrespectful. Sorry, I apologize. I completely lost my train of thought, so I'm just going to dive back in.
These are bottom-feeding YouTubers that saw someone rising up quickly. This is envy dressed up as righteousness.
Oh yeah, that line. Envy dressed up as righteousness. She knew she was going to say that multiple times walking into this this conversation.
Period. This doesn't even make sense. Oh, later it took them a while to click. I talked about it extensively. Every interview I do, I talk about Gamergate. I talk about the Red Pill. I talk about social autopsy. So this is all BS. As I said, this is right. This is envy dressed up as righteousness. Okay.
Oh, and that's more.
A year later, it never launched. And all of a sudden, you're digging into people's past, and you didn't have the decency. I would have had a lot of respect for you, Blaire, if you reached out. We have someone in common. If I saw something.
No, I did. When did
it's not my fault that I didn't see the thing that I told you I would have respect for you if you did and you did it, but I didn't see it. That's your fault.
I directly tweeted you. I said, do you want to do a live stream and talk about it? And you blocked me.
No. After you called me trash. I never saw a tweet from you that said you wanted to do a live stream.
I did. But
maybe that's because you blocked her. Shout out to, were you already here, Josh? Sorry, I forgot. Well, if you were already here, I'm glad that you are still here. If you just joined us, welcome to the parties. And that's when I quack 5,000. You know. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna be untoward, and I apologize in advance. But how do I want to word this? No, I need a W in there. All right, the poll is going up shortly. Actually, let me answer these first. I know they don't. My phone stays in a Faraday bag when I'm not on it. I work in the penitentiary. Take my sure can also regularly run my name through the system. All right, if you think so. If you think so. That's they have all my info. I got nothing to take anymore. Yep, me too. I'll be waiting on my porch in my wheelchair with a cig. I invite their argument. Mercy choke. It's a personal failing. I can't. None of us can, right? All right, so let's dive back in here, and I'm about to throw this poll up, and I very much would like to hear.
Called me trash. I never saw a tweet from you that said you wanted to.
Okay, well, I did, but you, I mean, you can't see tweets if you want someone. You can't see tweets if you want.
Right. Well, we can all mistweet.
But you can't do that after you call somebody trash. My point is that they all jumped on, and it was a dogpiling. Okay, if 11 YouTubers are on the same live stream, that's a dogpile. You can't admit that's a dogpile. 11 YouTubers talking about one YouTuber.
All right.
Candace,
what is that? What is that?
Look, I think both of you guys are above sort of just the general.
I'm above it. I would have never jumped. I would have never jumped on it because I genuinely, that's not the intellectual circle I'm trying to run. I would never, ever have jumped onto a live stream with 11 YouTubers to talk about you ever.
Okay.
Well, why not? If she was doing something very, let's just say, untoward, if she was doing something that you did not approve of, why not?
When I was on, there was two.
Okay, pause for a second. Just to clarify one.
Okay, she was on for 30 minutes.
Okay.
They're talking about someone on what is a 4 hour.
Right, fair enough. And I don't think those are the things that are particularly important here. I don't think either one of you.
Hey, shout out to Joe Mama. Welcome to the party. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm in the system. They got everything, and I know how to use like Android. It comes naturally. They're gonna have everything. There is no way that at least if you're American, there is absolutely no way that you have anything that is called private information. I do not believe that.
About that.
All right, fair enough. And I don't think those are the things that are particularly important here. I don't think either one of you.
I mean, honestly, I have to say this
because you're talking about someone.
I wanted to say this the entire time. Honestly, Candace, I'm not here to hold you to your past. We all have a past. We all were different. We're all at different places politically a year ago. I'm sure we all were.
Isn't that ironic that she's saying that and while we're watching a 6-year-old debate? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not about holding to your past. Everyone has one. It's about honestly the entire thing.
I didn't say they don't have. I just said if you are American, they definitely have all your information. European, I don't know how shit works over there. I still think they have all of your information. I don't think you can be on any social media without them tying everything together. You absolutely have people in your life who have Facebook profiles, and because of that, then Facebook knows who you are. So they know who you are at the very, very least. Credit card information, maybe not, but they know who you are. Hey, shout out to Josh Bodenhammer for becoming a member. Shout out to Josh. Welcome. I'm going to pull this down while we get Morty the treat that you so graciously got him. Shout out to Josh. Make sure you join the Discord, buddy. The biggest benefit of being a member is the Discord server. Again, it is free to join, guys. It's completely free to join, but if you are a member of the channel, you get access to the full thing, including the after party. So as soon as we're done here, we're going into the Discord server in the voice channel where you're not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. You don't have to cam up, but you're right there, and we're all in a chat room together. So Josh, make sure you join. I'll keep an eye out. Make sure you get the permissions, and as soon as we're done here, after party. Welcome to Josh.
year ago. I'm sure we all were.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not about holding to your past. Everyone has one. It's about, honestly, the entire thing. Again, out of all those YouTubers, and please just don't interrupt me. Out of all those YouTubers, I didn't make a video. Yes, I was live for a little while talking to people. I did not make a video. How dare you? I'm a YouTuber. If I don't make a video, it's really not that important to me to make a video.
I thought she was gonna go like, I'm a YouTuber. Like, we talk about the things. For me to give you the benefit of you did a thing that I have something to say about, but me not say it because we have a person in common. Like, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Even if you and I had done content together before, unless we are friends, just because just because we've been on screen together does not make us friends. And especially at that level, like friendship, colleagues, and being in the, and definitely online with content creators, the lines are blurred. But be very aware. If you become a content creator, just because somebody's on your channel, or just because somebody shouts you out, just because somebody gives you money, friendship is a very different thing. Friendship is a very different thing. And I think Candace probably knows that a lot better now, but I don't think she understood it back then.
I'm a YouTuber. If I don't make a video, it's really not that important to me to make a video. That's the first thing. So I was never like that invested in this, which is why I was kind of confused why she chose me to debate when there's been a million YouTubers who have made, like I said, videos and have like, even if the facts are wrong, have laid out like facts. This is why we disagree with Candace, whatever. So
that would have been an interesting conversation. But again, we definitely would not have been watching it tonight.
Again, I guess I would ask like why you picked me, because
okay, I don't want this to go too personal, but I think that's a fair.
I think that's a fair question. Like, why, of all these people, if I was only on a live stream of somebody else's for 40 minutes or whatever it was, why me? Why me?
Fair question. So there's two reasons. A, I thought that the irony, like the dramatic irony situation, was irresistible. Like, I'm sitting across from a trans person who would like to be called she, and we've accepted your transition from male to female in your gender.
What does that have to do with anything?
I agree.
Give her a second.
But that's so like
sitting across from you, okay, who could not accept my transition from liberal to conservative. That is like irresistibly ironic. A. B.
What are you talking about? Did anybody say that you're not a conservative person? All people are saying is, hey, you did a thing and it led to negative effects. Will you take accountability for those negative effects? Insane. Shelly Babe says, people that don't understand we are always being watched are just silly. And I have sympathy for them because when they come to the realization, it will be rough. I agree. Scary, scary.
Accept my transition from liberal to conservative. That is like irresistibly ironic. A. B, because I felt that the rest of those people were bottom feeders looking for hits, okay? And you have an audience, so if anything, for you to show up today, you have everything to lose, nothing to gain. You're not going to gain anything off of me. These other people who are at the bottom demanding that I go on their shows, look how many hits. Look at their YouTube pages. It's like averaging 4,000 views, so all of a sudden they're at 100,000 views. I knew exactly what it was about. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I really don't think this was ever about you guys being concerned about doxing, because the information was right there. As you said,
So good question. So is it ironic or hypocritical? So it would be not mutually exclusive. She did she said the dramatic irony. So the irony happens in different contexts. So the dramatic irony is that we as the viewer are from Candace's perspective. We as the viewer are watching Candace accept a trans person being the gender that they want. Whereas, again, this is Candace saying that she's accepting the trans person, even though they're not actually a woman. Whereas she's the liberal gun conservative who isn't being accepted as a conservative, which is not what's happening. We're talking about a specific thing that you did, that you agreed, despite your intentions, ended badly. That's it. It has nothing to do about who you were or any of that stuff. Hey, shout out to Shelly. Thank you so very much. Guys, that helps so much. The like button, all that stuff is huge, but when you share a video, it tells YouTube, oh, this is a video that other people want to see. So thank you so much. That really, really does help. And shout out to Cornbread is all for joining the Discord server. Let me know what name you are here. So if you are a member, I can give you those permissions.
I really don't think this was ever about you guys being concerned about doxing, because the information was right there. As you said, my website never doxed a single person. I think this was always about YouTubers seeing someone rise.
Nope.
Even in the stream, which you were there with that guy, he says, yeah, no, I don't even believe, like, how did she get to this many, how many did she get to this many subscribers? They're even talking about the way I look, all of these things. It was never about doxing people. It was honestly, to me, jealousy.
Right, okay,
I never said it.
NB wrapped in blah, blah, blah.
Either of those
What was
things.
it? NB wrapped in, what the fuck is she saying? I don't know, some stupid.
By the way, just clear that
You don't what?
watching. I never said anything about your looks. I never said
No,
anything about your
Yeah, I don't think she said you
No,
said
I didn't
it. She
say, I didn't
said-
say
No,
that.
I know. I'm clearing up people watching.
You were
people
talking to the
confusing.
person that was saying this.
I
You
know,
never said
I'm
that.
clearing that up. But so
Guys, how is this such a common thing? How is this? There's two options. You guys do this all the time.
honestly, my whole thing with this has just been finding, honestly, amusement
Welcome to the party, Melody. Good to see you.
in the amount of lies you've told as a result of people calling you out. That's been it.
How did I lie?
Again,
You mentioned, but you've accepted already that I was told something different.
I'll tell you how you lied. I'll tell you how you lied. You lied, first of all, and said that it was Richard Spencer who made a video.
I said perpetuated.
You said made.
I said perpetuated. The word was perpetuated. That's Googleable.
People can look at the tweet. People can look at the tweet.
It's not a tweet. She actually said it in a video. If you go to, I believe it was your Facebook video, you might post it on Facebook, but if people can't find it there, Andy Worski did a response to it. You said verbatim.
Boom! Shout out to Josh. So I just gave you the permission, so you should be able to access all, not just the free chat, current events, and content suggestions, but the YouTube, social media, merch store, content suggestions, affiliate updates, free chat, disciple chat, current events, word of the day, watch party, bot commands, and where we hold the after party is the Let Us Speak voice channel. Hope to see you there, and thank you so very, very much for signing up. It's a good time.
Posted on Facebook, but if people can't find it there, Andy Worski did a response to it. You said verbatim, he made a video. So he didn't do that. That's one lie.
Okay.
The other lie, and you already said you can't provide evidence, is that Tree of Logic was paid.
I 100% think that she's paid. There was no way. By the way,
okay, but then you need evidence for that. Otherwise, it is still a rumor. You can believe it 100%. That doesn't make it not a rumor.
do you not think it's a little ironic, as you're sitting here telling me that I was shady for blocking people, that this girl jumps up and makes a video about me and then blocks me?
So that would not be irony. That is hypocrisy. Irony is the expectation of or the subversion of what you expect to happen. So that has nothing to do with irony. You would, if it was about Candace, transitioning from liberal to conservative, it would be dramatic irony that we can see one side is doing this side, but that the other side is blaming them. This was not irony. This is just straight up hypocrisy. So we're saying, if you're referring to me, I'm in no way saying we aren't being watched. I'm saying that I take every precaution there is to keep the very lowest profile possible online. I'm well aware of how data is surveilled by tech platforms and governments. Much more aware than most. I work with law enforcement. Yeah, I wasn't referring to you specifically. I just think in general, anybody who thinks that they have privacy and is that I don't believe that exists anymore. But maybe you're better than the rest of us. But no, I didn't mean it like that. That came out wrong. Maybe you're better at keeping a low profile than the rest of us. But I would, if that is the case, I would say you are one of very few people who actually, again, take those precautions and, know that there are those precautions to take in the first place.
As you're sitting here telling me that I was shady for blocking people, that this girl jumps up and makes a video about me and then blocks me? You guys, all of them.
You blocked Blaire. So if we're talking about hypocrisy and calling it irony, then where do you get off? Unblock Blaire, and then you can talk about people blocking people.
I was shady for blocking people, that this girl jumps up and makes a video about me and then blocks me? You guys, all of them have dogpiled. This is why it's about envy. This is why I know this is about envy.
Candace,
they dogpiled on me, okay, for blocking them. Meanwhile, the person that started all of this blocked me.
So this is the part of it. Look, this is the part is that, guys, I wouldn't have done this if I didn't think you guys were above this. So I think we got to figure out a way to get out of this.
Oh, little dig. I wouldn't have done this if I knew you were going to fucking do this shit.
out of the weeds on that, because look, we can argue about whether it's right to block people. We can argue about whether they just want clicks off you, which
they do.
Right,
they want clicks. I mean, that's what it is. They're gonna all hop on a.
I think you're better than me. Shout out to the drunk train. If you know what I'm talking about, then we can be best friends.
I really want to go back.
Every...
She really tried hard to avoid answering this question that I asked her. Who paid Tree of Logic? Who paid Richard Spencer to retweet something?
If I say that I think something is paid, that is at my discretion. I can say I can't.
Okay, but then don't say it's not a rumor. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can think whatever crazy shit you want, but you can't claim that it is true and not a rumor with no verification, no evidence, except, well, I it's my discretion.
What?
So you don't know it.
Richard Spencer to retweet something.
If I say that I think something is paid, that is at my discretion. I can say I cannot present to you a fact, and you can't present to me not a fact. Okay.
Okay, then that makes it a rumor.
So we're both. I'm speculating, and you're saying it's not true. You saying it's not true could be a lie.
Okay, well,
I didn't say it wasn't
true.
You
can't prove it's not true, and I can't prove it's true.
Okay, you are admitting that.
That makes it a rumor.
You made the claim. It's
Well, I think you're admitting you speculated, so
yes,
it's
on. Very weird that Richard Spencer jumped into this so early, and that.
Yes, that's what that's how a rumor is. That's what rumor means. Shelly Babe, so the movie Lucy is trippy, but an eye-opening movie. Yeah, I was I didn't see that movie until like later when I think it was on streaming somewhere, and I'd heard bad things about it. Like, oh, this is so cheap, whatever. And it was kind of a goofy plot, not necessarily a goofy plot, but the execution was a little bit campy, let's say. But I agree. There's definitely aspects in that movie. I was pleasantly surprised when I first saw that. I mean, I ain't never gonna be mad looking at ScarJo, but great movie.
You're admitting you speculated, so
yes,
it's on.
Very weird that Richard Spencer jumped into this so early, and that this person made this video, which was a complete lie, saying that. And by the way, you're not talking about any of the lies you told in that video. It's amazing to me.
Candace,
you're so hell bent on the truth and saying I'm a liar, but you're not talking about any of the lies she told.
Candace, first of all,
do you think I'm coming off the document every week?
First of all, Candace, no. First of all, Candace.
Wait, what was the question?
Candace, first of all.
Do you think I'm coming off the document every week?
Do you what? Do you think
I'm a liar, but you're not talking about any of the lies she told.
Candace, first of all.
Do you think I'm coming off the document every week?
First of all, Candace, no. First of all, Candace, it is completely on you if you make a claim about someone, especially.
Limitless is way better in terms of the messaging and the writing. But I mean, you know, if you compare the two, obviously Limitless is better. But they're both kind of in that same type of category of like, oh, okay, well, is what we're doing. I like it. Some context said if Candace and Blaire are sisters, then Face is obviously Dave is obviously the gay brother in the middle. Good one. Brad said it was entertaining. Sometimes we think that all movies are made to get an Oscar. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just want like a fun action thing, and then when there's a little bit of an actual message in there as well, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like I just came for the pew pews and the fights and the spandex and all that, but you know, hey, we got a little extra.
First of all, Candace, it is completely on you if you make a claim about someone, especially something that someone was paid under the table to make a video about you. It is completely on you to provide evidence for that.
Okay,
claim.
I think that's fair. You are admitting you are speculating on this. You don't have evidence of it. Okay, I think that's a fair point. I think she's admitting she's.
And now today she's doing the same thing with Bridget Macron. Now, I'm open to it. The fact that Bridget Macron is a man. I don't know. But Candace saying, I bet my whole career on it. So based on this, that means you think that you can say that. And then if you're wrong, that you don't quit your career. So that doesn't really mean what you think it means. It just means, I think because I think that's a man. I think. Maybe. Just speculating. It's not a rumor, though, because I can think about it.
You are speculating on this. You don't have evidence of it. Okay, I think that's a fair point. I think she's admitting she's speculating on it. So the burden of proof is on you. It's not on her to prove it the other way. I think that's fair. I think we're basically all agreeing on that.
So far it's like you called her a crackhead. You've said that she was paid by someone. It's like these are just lies, and you can say that you're.
But she has told about why if these YouTubers are really the gatekeepers of truth.
Again, I really don't like how Blaire is talking to Candace. And then Candace cuts her off and then directs her attention to Dave. So Dave is less likely to interrupt her to say, hey, wait, she was speaking, because he's talking directly to her. I don't know if she's doing that on purpose. I inclined not to give her that much credit, but it's working. Wait, what? Somebody's birthday? Who's well, I see 52. Shout out to the Funkmaster General. When is Mercy Choke? When's your birthday? Either way, happy birthday to the two of you. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Happy birthday to the both of you. And happy Father's Day if you are a father or have a father.
You can say that you're,
But she has to know about why
opinion.
these YouTubers are really the gatekeepers of truth. Why aren't they assessing the lies that this woman told? She said I was listening to site in 3 weeks. She says she doesn't think that's true. She spent time, 40 minutes to be precise, talking about
That motherfucker's old as shit.
all of my untruths, cherry picking every single thing that I have said about the
You're
person. But
focusing
the
on this
person,
one person's video.
you're defending her. You're up here
Alright,
defending
stop
her. So we
screaming.
cannot
Stop
talk about it. If all you're gonna do is sit here,
Stop screaming.
if all you're gonna do is sit here and defend this person, then we need to talk about the fact that this
Candace,
person has told lie
Candace,
after
you're
lie
focusing
after
on-
lie.
A sassy black lady.
Oh, hell
A
no.
driven transgender.
Beta.
And a I should.
Gay.
And a passive soft gay man.
Beta.
This is the most liberally qualifying conservative showdown in history. Well said. Well said. Context. So Candace does have sisters. She's obviously the favorite. It seems like she's way too good at appealing to the, or she's had a lot of practice. You know what? I until this very moment when you said this, I had never thought that this motherfucker owes me, 14 Father's Day gifts. Sir, you owe me gifts. See this? See what I'm doing? This is working. This is working. And this is the easy job. Okay? You see what he's saying? You're supposed to tell me happy Father's Day. I'm your daddy. You don't have to. That's okay. I'll be your daddy for free. That's what she said. But I really never thought, because I've told you guys before, like, we definitely have more of like a bro, friend, homie kind of relationship. And it wasn't until I started training dogs, because those you don't know, I am a dog trainer, is my full-time job. I didn't realize, like, I kind of let like a lot of things go for too long. You know, it was first, the first few years, I just didn't really train him at all because he was small, he's chill. And then I was living in a house with a bunch of people. So as long as he's around somebody, he just wants to hang out. It wasn't until I started training dogs and other people being like, okay, you need to establish yourself as the authority. And I was like, oh, I never did that. I never did that with Morty, did I? Nope. So we're bros. So he does. He should owe me. He should owe me Father's Day gifts and at least a happy Father's Day. But no, 14 years, nothing.
If all you're gonna do is sit here and defend this person, then we need to talk about the fact that this person has told lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. But you don't care about any of those lies. You're focused on me. Why? Because I'm new.
I'll tell you what.
Because I'm new.
Because you're new.
Yeah, this is all envy, dude. This is YouTube high school drama, dude.
Candace, it's very easy to say, oh, it's because they're jealous of you. When in reality, it's much less about tree of logic and what she did or did not say. I didn't watch the full video. I'm sure she did say things that are incorrect. That doesn't mean some of it wasn't correct. It's much more about the fact that you're willing to tell lies about people in the wake of this happening. You saying that she was.
Do you realize the irony?
Wait, you gotta pause. 1 second.
Candace, she could have lied and you could have lied too. Both of you guys got to be liars. Both of you guys could. The fact that you said that she was paid by someone.
I didn't make a video about her trying to take down.
Just let her finish.
No, you just posted to your Patreon supporters that she was paid to make a video about you. That's a lie. It's a lie.
All right, fair enough.
Period.
And
It's a lie.
Well, I just believe it, so it doesn't matter. So
All right, so let's go to the big bumps here. There's 3 of them. We'll check them out, and then let's head to the after party.
On their
What if I never
basement.
met Stevie? Talking to a good person.
I'm not talking about me. I have the courtesy and respect that if somebody once gave me a platform and I perceived them to be a good person, before I go on a podcast with a bunch of people in their
What if I never
basement
met Steve? You're a good person.
I'm not talking about me. We had never met you. I'm talking about you jumping on, talking about InfoWars, who gave you a platform, jumping on a podcast, talking about Paul Joseph Watson, Alex Jones. I thought it made you a really crappy person.
So because
it was a crappy person.
So because I did a live stream with Paul Joseph Watson, that means I could never criticize him.
It's not about criticizing. It's the way you did it. If you thought that he wrote something that was untrue,
Candace,
just reach out and say, you could have been on the podcast saying, actually, I reached out to him and he told me this. You could have introduced facts, but instead you were seated like, you're acting like a 13-year-old boy.
What happened was
it's drama. It's drama, dude. It's drama.
What happened was public. I read his tweets. I didn't feel like I had to reach out to him to get him to clarify. He spent the entire Twitter feed trying to clarify what he said. I understood exactly what he was saying. I went on a live stream. I criticized him. I don't owe him not criticizing.
It's not owing. Get the facts.
And that is absolutely what Candace is saying. That you owe him more than another person that you have never spoken to while you're on the same screen in your own home. Because you guys were on the same screen while you were in your own home, now this person deserves more benefit of the doubt or whatever. Now, in certain instances, that may be the case, but not just because. And let me tell you, if you think, and I'm talking to each and every one of you, if you think that because you, might appear on this channel, because I like to talk to you guys and I like to bring you guys up, that if you do some fucked up shit, then I'm not going to talk about it. Or, if you, whatever, I'm going to treat the same way I treat everybody. I'm going to treat everybody the way I treat everybody. Now, if we become friends, that's a different thing. But what I'm saying is just appearing on this screen does not make you my friend. Just watching me does not make you my friend, nor does it make me your friend. That's a good thing that we have this separation. It's cool. I love you guys. I hope you really enjoy my company and the fact that you're here for hours and hours and hours every week. I think that shows that, and that fills me with joy and so much. But we're not friends. Keep that in mind. As much as I love you guys, we are not friends. We can become friends. There's that opportunity, but we are not friends. And that would be extremely disrespectful to you if I was going to act like, oh yeah, you like me, you watch me, therefore, oh yeah, we're buddies. I could pretend that, but I'm not going to because I want to be honest with you guys. And I think that's the value of what we're doing here, is being honest with each other. What are we talking about here? Y'all talking to each other? Multiple Media said, from what she is saying here, Candace shouldn't be talking shit about Ben Shapiro or the Daily Wire. Yep. It's funny how things change. And so again, the question becomes, if we talk to 2024 Candace, how does she feel about this? Context said, isn't Candace criticizing Blaire for doing the same thing she just did, using public information? The difference is Blaire didn't have a whole website that people could be doxxed over. I don't think so. Is that what she's saying? I think she's complaining that Blaire was on this live stream and that there was however many 11 people dogpiling her, and like it was just a stream talking about what this website, what this registry did. I'm not sure. Can you explain a little bit more? Shout out to Mike W. Welcome to the party. Said if all trans men looked and acted like Blaire, most people would not have a problem with them using the women's restroom. Bingo. Absolutely. But of course, Blaire is somebody who is trying to fit in and assimilate. And the same way we talk about immigration, illegal immigration, but immigration in general. If you assimilate, everybody's like, yay, you're from another country, diversity, actual diversity, that's good. But if you come here and you're like, we need Sharia law, like, get the fuck out. Brad said, I know that is such a Gen X thing. Will go down hard. I got paused by X for challenging that MAGA punk Cawthorn to a fist fight.
What?
Damn, Brad. Chill out, bro. It's all good.
On a live stream, I criticized him. I don't owe him not
It's not
criticizing
owing.
it.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Get the
Don't
facts.
know
You're
him
saying
not
it's
criticizing.
disrespectful for me to ever talk trash
No, I'm
about-
saying it's harmful to the movement.
Guys, I'm trying to be respectful of both of you, but we gotta pull this into something that makes a little sense here.
Can I just say one thing, please?
Yes, you can say one thing, and then I gotta get this into
I
some
don't owe
streamlined
you,
sense.
Paul Joseph Watson, Alex Jones, any amount of extra slack, any amount of an unwillingness to criticize them because I've done a live stream with one of them before.
Research isn't extra slack. It's what you should do if you consider yourself a journalist.
Candace.
Research.
Journalist. I thought these were bottom feeder YouTubers. So when it's convenient for you, it's just bottom feeder YouTubers, just blah, 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 blah. But then when it's convenient, well, if you're going to be talking about me, if you're a journalist,
What?
who said journalist? Oh, fuck, I ain't no journalist. I'm a dude who watches the shit you say and think about what and say what I think. That's it. I'm not a journalist. And I think Blaire would take the same approach.
Research isn't extra slack. It's what you should do if you consider yourself a journalist.
Candace.
Research not extra slack.
When did I ever call myself a journalist?
Research not extra. Do you think he was giving me extra slack when he asked me whether doxing me?
Called it.
That's not extra slack.
Look, everyone,
And so when Blaire asked the question, when did I ever call myself a journalist? Just gonna that one didn't stick. We'll just move on.
It's being intelligent.
Candace, Paul
actually.
Joseph actually did do the research. Paul Joseph Watson said your website was from 4 years ago.
And you also lied
and
and said I was working for InfoWars. Another lie you told. You said, I heard that she's working for InfoWars.
She said she heard. She said she heard. So that's, she didn't claim it. She said she heard. That's it. That's all that's all that matters. If you qualify it enough, then that's all you need to say. That's the clarification that you need to see. Shout out to Guam Tech with a $5 Venmo. Said, F you, YouTube. We giving Morty and Lutch 100%. Thank you so very, very much, sir. I very much appreciate that. And you can see Morty does as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The lie is I was working for InfoWars. Another lie you told. You said, I heard that she's working for InfoWars. That's a lie.
How was that a lie? I said I heard that you were. I said I heard.
Oh, so you can
you
speculate, but I can't, just so we're clear.
You didn't say.
But when you speculate, you're saying it's not a rumor that you know for sure. She's admitting that she doesn't know, and she is just speculating. That's the difference.
Ladies,
One second, please.
Yeah, this is the last one, and then I'm taking over here.
That is a complete speculation. Saying I heard she's working for InfoWars. That's absolutely.
And you said, and that's why Paul, you lied on him. You lied on me. You grunt when you hear my comments. What movement are you a part of?
How is that a lie?
What movement are you a part of? I'm curious. What movement are you a part of?
Me saying.
I want to hear it. What movement are you a part of?
Let me say what I'm saying. I said I heard she's working for InfoWars, so it makes sense that Paul is defending her. Does that not make sense? That's a speculation. What you did, Tree of Logic, saying she was paid was a direct claim that was not a speculation. There's a difference.
Okay, but
Got him. Well articulated. This is why you need to be able to articulate in the moment what is happening, because people will throw a whole bunch of bullshit at you and get like, well, wait. Stay on topic. What are we doing here? We're talking about your website and a registry that you did not dox anybody technically, but you allowed a lot of other people to dox people because of this registry that you created. Now, if we're talking about this, that, whatever, if we're talking about speculation, then you're allowed to speculate. What you're not allowed to do is speculate incorrectly and claim that it is not a rumor. That is the difference. Can't fight indeed.
But when
There's
you're
a difference.
Okay, when you're
so
on,
for you to say that you can speculate,
now
and
can you answer my second question?
Okay,
What
I'm
movement
going to
are
say
a part
you
of?
both.
We are live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I've been doing lives almost every day. I'm trying to keep up with 6 days a week. I've been doing a lot of the vertical streams to get some new people in, get the party raging. But every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be right here. As long as you guys keep coming, I will still be streaming.
Speculated. Pause, guys, pause, please. Okay, you both speculate in different ways. No one's perfect here, and I think you did make a good point earlier that we've all acted in ways online. We don't all act with all the consistency that we all say we want to and all of those things, and okay. All the drama stuff is where we're getting lost. I think if we try to get out of this in any kind of way that makes some sense, if you basically believe her intentions and you believe her, okay, we got the intentions part, but the political evolution, do you think her political evolution, that's a lot of people seem to be hung up on that. Do you believe that?
So I'm willing to give Candace credit here because I don't know what the general discussion about Candace Owens was at this time. And so if that live stream that she's talking about was very much, or at least had an air of, I don't think Candace is really, on the right. She's a liberal and whatever. Then that's fair for her to bring it up. But that brings us back to the question of why did you pick Blaire? If Blaire wasn't one saying it, who held that live stream? Why didn't you call them out?
To be genuine.
I don't know. My initial judgment based on her behavior and the things she was saying was that there was probably some amount of reading off a script and saying things that people want to hear. To me, that's not important. That's
right. And I'm sure people have said that about you, and I'm sure they've said it about me.
Yeah, what happened to that? What happened to that? I would love to see that.
So
absolutely, and I'm free to say that. My problem is when you make direct claims.
Shout out to Brad. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a good one, brother.
To me, that's not important. That's
right. And I'm sure people have said that about you, and I'm sure they've said it about me. So
absolutely, and I'm free to say that. My problem is when you make direct claims about people being paid to make videos.
She's defending the person that made direct claims that were lies.
Okay.
So we're clear.
Guys, we can't go back to that.
You're saying I'm defending it when in reality it's more about
do a video on her.
No, it's
and
more
her
about
lies.
you. No, I didn't have to do that on you. Why would I do it on Tree of Logic? It's not about her. It's about your statements and the way that you've acted in reacting to everyone calling you out. It's that you told.
I think we all would.
A million lies. Your lies that this was a deep web conspiracy.
A million lies. You've told a million lies.
Saying that it was.
I didn't tell lies. You told lies. No, you told lies. I didn't tell lies. I told no lies. You were the one who told all the lies.
Deep web conspiracy. When in reality, you even admitted.
I wrote it's a deep web conspiracy.
You said a deep web conspiracy was what this was. When in reality, you've actually admitted during this interview that it originated.
Deep web. I consider Kiwi Farms pretty deep web.
Co-parter. Isn't it just kiwifarms.com? I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what Kiwi Farms is. I don't know what it is. So let me not put it on screen. Kiwifarms.com. If it's a .com, then it's not the deep web. Okay, I guess that's not it. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know jack shit about Kiwi Farm. So you let me know. Well, I mean, you said, is it funny that the two Daily Wire people aren't at the Daily Wire anymore? Who was at the Daily Wire other than Candace? Was Dave on the Daily Wire? I don't think. What you talk about, Willis?
That it originated
deep web. I consider Kiwi Farms pretty deep web. I don't know. Hold on. But
nobody knows
what deep web is. Kiwi Farms.
First of all, it's not deep web. Second of all, you admitted in the stream that this whole thing originated from Tree of Logic. So is YouTube the deep web?
Do you not?
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. All right. Like I don't really know what it is, but like, come on.
Realize the irony of you defending the person that originally started these lies?
You're focused on me defending her. I'm focused.
Again, that's not irony. That's hypocrisy.
But it's important because you're calling me. Yes, it is.
I'm focusing on your words.
You're trying to pretend that you're righteous and that everything you did to me was an act of righteousness.
No,
I don't think he was. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. Dave Rubin. God damn it. Ever with the Daily Wire. Let's just wiki. Control F. Daily. You hear the beeps? No beeps. No Daily Wire in the entire Dave Rubin wiki. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. He was he was more. I forget what he was doing as a lefty. Ah, that's right. Right. Yes. There you go. He was with the Young Turks. There you go. That was a while ago, huh?
You're trying to pretend that you're righteous and that everything you did to me was an act of righteousness when you're acknowledging that where you got your information was fundamentally a lie.
No, pause.
So, okay, if I am operating on incorrect information, but I don't know that I'm operating on incorrect information. And somebody tells me Candace Owens did XYZ. The same way that you just said Tree of Logic is paid for this. So somebody could then take that knowledge that Tree of Logic is paid for making videos and use that same logic on that same thing on Candace. But it's okay for her to speculate and call it not a rumor. Rules for thee, but not for me. Yep. While ago. Let's pull that back up. Where okay, come on. Really? Yeah. Using reverse became when was that? Give me years. I don't know, but okay. Okay, so 2015 he launched the Rubin Report. And before that, I think I don't know how far away that was, but yeah.
Focusing on your words.
My name is not Tree.
I mean, sorry. I'm focusing on your words. I'm not focusing on her. It's the fact that you said it's a deep web conspiracy. However, you also stated that it originated from her. YouTube is not the deep web. So to me, to me, more than anything, I've just found.
But you're saying people were doxed on Kiwi Farms. That's a deep web. Who was looking at Kiwi Farms?
We both agreed that it originated. This entire controversy, people calling you out, originated from Tree of Logic, right? She was the first video.
But saying that I doxed people, you said you got that from Kiwi Farms, which is the deep web.
Candace, no. Candace, you stated that this entire controversy, people calling you out, was a deep web conspiracy. That's what you said in your Facebook video. People can go back to it.
That's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying
however, you're sitting across from me saying that it originated from Tree of Logic, who's a YouTuber. YouTube is not the deep web. So my point about that is I found humor in the amount of deflections that she's done, trying to make it seem like it's so crazy that it's a deep web conspiracy and people were paid and it's this huge conspiracy against her, because that makes people less likely to believe it. You've intentionally done that.
All right, guys,
You've intentionally tried to make
me the respect here. Grant me the respect, guys. Grant me the respect.
That never launched. This whole thing is crazy.
If you come on. If you have to ask, grant me the respect, you don't deserve it. Say it with your chest. Hey, whoa, hey, chill the fuck out. That's how you handle it.
Please give me the respect.
Grant me the respect here. Grant me the respect. Guys, grant me the respect.
That never launched. This whole thing is crazy. This whole thing is crazy. This is just a bunch of jealous YouTubers that were looking to take somebody down. I'm going to tell you this.
You said it, guys.
I'm going nowhere. So if you don't like my face, if you guys don't like the way I talk, if you find my video.
She said I'm going nowhere. I don't think that's what you meant. That's like, what was it? I think of The Office. Right, yeah, The Office, when near the end of the season, when Andy goes to try out for American Idol, and then there's the girl like, this is the last you'll be seeing. I mean, wait, no, this won't be the last you're seeing of me. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody's seen that. If you haven't seen it, then I don't know what to tell you.
Tell you this, I'm going nowhere. So if you don't like my face, if you guys don't like the way I talk, if you find my videos, you don't like my videos that are fake, you're gonna have to stomach it. I advise you to block me because I'm not going anywhere.
Guys, I need you both to grant me.
That's what you want to say. I'm not going anywhere.
The respect of having you in here to try to get some sense out of this thing. I get it. We're raw here. I get it, but you got to do it. Okay.
All right. Let's see what this question is. If not, then we'll move to the next.
We can either do there's two things happening here. One is the facts of what happened that caused this whole thing to happen, right? One are the facts. And then one is everything else of all the behavior that everyone has done, and whether you speculated or you misspoke on this or whatever. But I actually don't think that if there's any adults listening to this, and not just the people that want us to hate each other, I don't think they care about any of that stuff. That's my particular opinion. I'll let you respond to that and then just pause for a second. Do you think that's fair? Like, I just think there's two things going on here. There's the fact of what Candace is and what she has done. And if we can get to a truth about what social autopsy was. And then there's just the rest of it that, as you said, and I give you credit for sitting here because you weren't one of the people that felt that this was something that you had to make videos and all that. So you're sort of here by proxy in an odd way, but you had the desire to do it.
I mean, not the desire. I just knew that, like, if I had said, like, I don't really care about this, it would be Candace tweeting that I ran. I knew that would happen, so I didn't do that. But I will say, again, what I've cared the most about, and when I say care, it's like I found humor in it. So I haven't cared that much. It's been me looking at the way that you've lied and you've deflected and the things that you've completely made up out of thin air that has been humorous to me that I've talked about.
But
that's the case.
she lied.
Wait,
She's admitting she's already admitted the biggest part of this piece, the biggest thing to me, you talk about the biggest thing to you. The biggest thing to me is that the entire thing's predicated on a lie, which
Okay, I got another poll going, and there's going to be a follow-up. So this one is, how did this conversation change your views? Either it didn't, either it made you like both of the Rubin we're not talking about. You made them like both of them more, both of them less, or it made you like one of them more than the other. And so we'll follow up on if that is the response, then we'll see who that is.
To you. The biggest thing to me is that the entire thing was predicated on a lie, which you helped perpetuate to 130,000 people that I dox people. You've already conceded the point that I don't dox people. You're saying that what you made was used to dox people on a website that you have nothing to do with, okay? That was my thing that pissed me the most off, and you're already making that's not true. So you're more concerned with how I responded to the lie. I'm talking about the initial.
About me too.
But you completely lied by saying I dox people.
Guys, that's why I'm trying to separate. That's why I'm trying to separate. That's why I'm trying to separate. I did about
5 times.
Stop stopping. Like when you stop talking, then it signals to them, oh, I can keep going.
You didn't. What I'm saying is that you keep pretending that this is about me lying. But the biggest lie, the reason we're here, right, is because there was a claim that caught fire that I personally doxed people, and that affects my integrity. Okay, people were talking about that, thinking that that was actually valid. People were tweeting at the sound of light to you, people that I work with, and everyone reached out because again, those people are more professionally, they have a better professional reputation.
Or maybe they just have a relationship with you, unlike at this point, Blaire White. Shout out to Daniel Cabrera. Welcome to the party. Good to see you, brother. Actually, yeah. So they're going to be doing more of that. Let's head over to this little bump.
Let her respond to that.
Part of this
because
you can hash different guys.
No, this is not what we're here for.
Guys,
This is not what we're here for.
Wait. You two can do a different.
Yeah, this is not. I don't ever want to do another live stream. It doesn't matter.
But truthfully, you guys can do a different live stream where you can hash out all the I said this, you said this, this was a lie, this was a confused statement, blah blah blah.
But like
what we're trying to resolve
to respond to lies said about her supposedly.
Because this is what we're here for. That's what we're here for. You don't get to hijack. You don't get to hijack the show.
No, because it was.
Let her.
As she tries to hijack the conversation.
Let her respond to that, and then I'm going to try to bring this thing home.
Girl's
part of the entire.
Let her respond to that.
Part of the entire back and forth that you and I had, which is part of the reason why we're here, because you and I had back and forth on the internet, was involving you attacking my character, saying I made an autistic girl cry. This girl came out and said that she was absolutely upset that you used that against her. You spread a rumor.
When did she say that?
Go on Twitter.
Okay, she personally inboxed me and told me that you were one of the worst people that she's ever met.
That can be the case.
Yeah, so don't use her. Don't use her as your hero because when you did that, you made her cry.
That can be the case.
You made her cry.
She also tweeted.
Okay.
She also tweeted.
Don't use her. Don't use her right now. That's messed up. It's messed up. Don't do it. Don't use her as your pawn. You already made her cry. Don't use her as your pawn.
Candace.
Don't use her as your pawn.
Guys, this is a sidebar. This is a sidebar.
It's using someone as your pawn that you made cry.
Hold on. You both can, however you want to deal with this portion of the conversation, you guys can both take that out of the.
I definitely would not be against it. I definitely would not be against it. At least in this type of environment. Maybe they're not on first. You know, I know a little bit about shot collars, e-collars, as we call them in the biz. Maybe you just put the vibrate on. Maybe, because you know they have the good ones at least. They have an auditory beep that's supposed to be a warning. Then they have a vibrate level, and then they have the shock level. So you start off, everybody's got the collar on, and we're all acting like adults. And then, you know, you start doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Beep. Hey. Okay. 3 beeps. And then you get a bzzz. It's like, oh, shit. All right. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. My bad. You keep going. And then, that would indeed be amazing.
But you both can, however you want to deal with this portion of the conversation, you guys could both take that out of the. You guys can take that out of this room.
We can't end the stream with her saying that
we're not ending.
Yes, I'm just saying that I understand the technology and how we could properly employ it. I thought you didn't care, bro. What happened?
it on that. What we're gonna try to end this on is that I think
I have to respond to that though.
All right,
I have to.
You all right. You can respond to that. Just let her respond.
No,
and
because
then
no, I don't like the
Why can't I
psychology of
respond?
this, because what you
Why
did
can't I
is
respond?
you made a girl cry in a live stream with a bunch of like
You
5
can't- listen,
YouTubers,
why
and now
can't
you're
you
going
tell me
to
what I
use
did, but
that
I
girl
can't
as a
tell her
pawn.
what
I won't
happened?
do
Why
it.
can't she tell me what I did, but I
Because
can't
what I'm
tell
going to
her?
actually having to do is saying what the girl said to me in
Candace.
private, and I'm not comfortable doing it. So we need to move on entirely.
Then
I
don't do
cannot
that. Then
defend
don't do that.
myself. I
Candace.
cannot defend myself.
Dave.
What?
Oh shit! Yo. Comment of the night. Comment of the night. I know Blaire's a man. He's running off logic in this conversation. Candace is running off your emotion. Fuck yeah. We would definitely be at that point. Hell yeah. Shock the bitches.
She cannot tell me what happened and what I did without me being able to respond. And you're going to let me
It's a
respond.
video.
You're going to let me
People
respond.
can watch what you did.
They absolutely can. I'm going to clarify exactly what the situation was. In June at VidCon, there was someone who came into my private hotel room, illegally tapped me and my friends in the private hotel room.
Illegally? Oh, like tapped your phone? Or we illegally tapped that?
We had a really hard time getting her out. After that happened, I did a live stream with my friends who were in that hotel room.
This girl can't defend herself.
In that hotel room. And we didn't mention her name at all. We were keeping it completely anonymous. We were saying, wow, as friends, we're talking about this crazy thing that happened to us in a hotel in VidCon. Someone came in and illegally tapped us and wouldn't leave. So this person then, because she watches that,
Looked on phonics.
began tweeting to let her on and say her piece. She came on the live stream. It was an ugly moment. There was an argument. We talked about how, everything that she did, she was denying everything. It was an ugly moment. I privated the video. What happened was,
It was disgusting.
what happened
What you
was,
guys said.
what
Let her
happened
go, let her
was,
go, let her go.
it's
What happened
also
was...
disgusting to illegally tap someone and then, anyways. So what happened was about 2 or 3 days ago, Candace began tweeting that basically a complete character attack saying, look who I'm going to be debating. This person made an autistic girl cry. She pulled that out of thin air. Maybe you were told. Maybe
I had a conversation with this girl and I can't
wait.
defend myself.
Maybe-
So this is BS
Candace,
right now.
Candace,
Okay, I hear.
Well, just let her speak. And then you can respond.
You, the
And
audience
this
hears
girl
you.
cannot stand him. Literally
not
cannot stand
autistic.
Blaire
She's
whatsoever.
She's not autistic, and even if she was autistic, she used that as a scapegoat.
You are
for
double
some-
attacking this
All
girl.
right, guys,
You're double
this is-
attacking this
guys,
girl right now
guys.
because you attacked her in a video and
Oh.
made her cry.
The cope that Candace won't let her get out this thing because she's gonna hang on the fact that, well, you made this girl cry, so you're bad. Well, give us the context of that. Why is it wrong? Because you're making me cry right now with how fucking stupid this bullshit is. So I think y'all in the same boat. Dietrich said, I'm not comfortable defending myself, so you have to stop. Candace flares her emotional liberalism faster than a Shelby Mustang's RPM. Got him. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, so, we're going to the poll here. And a lot of it, so we're split. Most of you are saying it didn't have any change on your views at all, but 33% of you said it made you pick a side. So I'm going to end that poll. So if you did not pick that option of made me pick a side, then this is not for you.
Now
talking
you're using
about
her to make
you.
yourself sound
Guys,
good.
I'm talking about
we
you
either-
saying lies
Gotta
about
move
me.
on because I can't
Guys,
defend myself.
yeah,
It's a private inbox.
we
Can't
either,
defend myself.
guys, we either stop.
What are you-
We can either
she
stop
publicly
now.
said-
Don't use a girl that you
She-
made cry to
she
make yourself look good
publicly-
right now because what you
she-
guys did was low-based
Candace,
and disgusting.
she
It was
publicly
disgusting.
said-
She privated the video because it's one of
Guys,
the
Candace,
crassest moments.
It's a moot,
Candace,
guys.
so
It's a moot
crass.
point. This
She
isn't why
publicly-
anyone's
It's not why we're
tuning into
here,
this.
and what
Yeah.
you guys did
It
really
doesn't matter.
exemplifies who you guys
Listen.
are. It was disgusting.
You can say that again.
It matters.
I don't care what
Guys,
somebody does to you. You
guys,
don't do
there
that.
needs-
You
guys,
don't
all right, hold on,
humiliate.
hold on.
Oh, guys.
She said she doesn't have autism.
Okay, I
Okay.
heard.
Publicly said
I
that.
heard you
Okay.
say
So
that.
you lied.
I didn't.
So you
I
lied.
did not lie.
So wait, this whole time this girl is not even autistic?
You lied. You
All right,
lied.
all
She
right.
does not have autism. You said she does. She lied.
You are
Guys,
Period.
Guys,
As
there has
if
to-
You
that
lied.
matters. First off,
What do you mean if that matters? You said it like it matters. You can't be like, well, it doesn't even matter. You're the one who fucking brought it up. What you mean? You just said it's the same flashbang humming I get from watching The View. It's 3 women bickering. Technically, just one. Yeah.
I cannot defend myself because I had a private conversation with this girl. I'm not going to say anything.
Candace,
she hates you.
You can have.
She absolutely hates you and she thinks you're a disgusting vile human being.
And she retweeted Tree of Logic's video on you, and she hates you as well.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
guys, I'm asking you both as if you've got a little bit of respect for me.
If you are not entertained, you are not learning jack shit right now. Usually, we're trying to learn something, but Slow News Day Friday, Flashback Friday, having a little bit of fun. If you're not having fun, I don't think that we can be friends, because this is fucking hilarious. Balanced Shez said, I like both. I don't like seeing them argue. Candace needs to chill. Indeed. Agreed. And the fact that she's not is very telling as to what her position is, how she actually thinks about this, that she's not actually confident in her position, that she didn't do anything wrong, that Blaire did do something wrong, that, you know, whatever it is, she's just throwing out whatever because she's not confident in her position. And we can very clearly see that. And so I've been saying all through this, I would love to get Candace's opinion on you know, both my comments on this, as well as how she, you know, just how she performed as a content creator, as a debater, whatever you want to say. But yeah. Mercy Choke said, right, I'm a woman and my eyes still glazed over. Yep. Bunkmaster said, actually, a woman, a guy, and Dave Rubin. Well, if we're going to be accurate, we're going to be accurate. And, oh, yes, Candace, clearly.
All right, guys, I'm asking you both as if you've got a little bit of respect for me, we'll end this, because I think we're just veering into the wrong way. But I think what I think if we can get this to anything that anyone's going to feel right about, I think basically you have said your piece. There will be a certain amount of people that are going to accept either what your word is or not. That is what it is. I think you have acknowledged a couple points that clarify this. It does, and I don't think that discounts any of your other feelings. All the other fighting, trolling stuff, like, yeah, this is the.
I will not feel bad for noticing this. I'm sorry. I call me gay, but I'm not gonna not notice that.
Internet has leaked into real life. That basically is what this is.
That's the understatement of the century. The internet has leaked into real life. Wow.
Calling it fighting and trolling when it's someone actually.
Why don't you let him talk?
Projection. And to the disciples, if you are a member of the channel, make sure you join the Discord. I am already in the after party. Make sure you are there, because I can't just sit around and wait for you. Make sure you populate the room so I know that you guys are down to party. You don't even have to leave the stream to be in the after party.
This is
calling it fighting and trolling when it's someone actually.
Why don't you let him talk?
Hang on.
You haven't let anyone talk during this whole time. Don't act like I'm the only one interrupting people. We're all doing it.
All right.
We're all doing it.
I think the point of doing this thing had very little to do with all of the little fighting and who blocked who and all of that stuff, right? The point of this was,
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
What did Candace create? What were the intentions, and what came of it? And I can tell you this. I think I have a sense of what the truth is on that. That is my feeling. The other stuff related to this, I think the stuff maybe, Blaire, that you're responding to a little bit more, is just where I can't spend my life in that part of this. You know what I mean?
I don't want to either, but if someone says a lie, I have to say it was a lie.
And I think that's completely fair. We all have to defend ourselves in different ways. Can
you imagine if we had actually tried to get through this entire thing? Like, we got about halfway, and then I was like, all right, let's go to where everybody says the good parts are. So I'm gonna see what's left here, and we're gonna head up to here, and then head to the party.
So look, I don't know that we can get anywhere further with this right now. So we can either do the Q&A. There's a bunch of questions that people want to do. If we can do it kind of respectfully and clearly and cleanly.
We'll see what that looks like, because I don't necessarily care about people's questions, but we'll see. So I'm saying, oh my God, my brain just static shocked for a moment at the hypocrisy from Candace's statement about letting Dave talk. The projection levels are off the charts with that one. Like, I'm actually angry about it. Ooh, getting upset.
Want to do if we can do it kind of respectfully and clearly and cleanly. Or we can just let it be. But more than anything else, I really hope that the two of you realize that you guys for all the raw feelings right now, you guys probably agree on 90% of stuff. Like,
I look, that may be true in terms, I don't honestly don't know what your political beliefs are, but in terms of how this was dealt with and how it could have been dealt with, I genuinely don't have respect for the situation whatsoever. And I don't think that, you know, we're going to probably be in the same social circles, which is fine with you and fine with me. This isn't what I'm.
All right, so let's see a little bit into this question.
Human being, somebody who is.
I'll throw it if you just feel like people do after it and you see it wrong. It this paper
was that she created a resource for doxers.
Well, this a little bit reminds me of sort of the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I believe your intentions here. I don't attack people.
So again, this is going back to the original point that this website, Social Autopsy, that was meant to be an archive for people who did something online that was bad but didn't want to get the police involved. But then it supposedly against Candace's intentions turned into a place where those who wanted to dox people could find people who they believe deserve to be doxed and dox them.
People's intentions until I see it wrong. I believe your intentions were good. I believe the intentions that you started this thing with were good, and you realized that it was wrong.
I agree with that.
You are acknowledging that. Whether what people do after that on the internet is sort of hard for any of us to
gauge.
Yeah,
like it's crazy that I have to be like responsible for what somebody who is really, for anybody to dox anybody, you have to be a pretty nasty.
Yes, Candace, you do have to be responsible when you hand somebody a list of people that say, here's some bad people. Do whatever. There's some responsibility there.
Human being.
All right. So first off, I'll throw it to you guys here. Do you want to do the Q&A if we can do it in a kind of calm way? I'm really okay either way. If you just feel like we've gotten to where we need to be.
I feel like we've gotten to where we need to be.
I'm not for Q&A. Maybe Candace wants to go. I can do Q&A. I mean, I'm down. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying for the sake of disagreeing, but I really
Okay. All right. You know what?
I just want
to see how this plays out at this point.
And for me to even be like across from someone.
All right. You know what? Here's what we're doing.
Because I wanted to clarify that I didn't make a doxing website, and I was able.
You could have done this without me.
Okay.
No, you could have done this without me.
You know what?
This definitely could have been done without Blaire. Blaire was not needed for any of this.
And at the end of the day, everyone watch. At the end of the day, everyone watch it. Look, I feel like although this has been sort of nutty, I feel like I actually, whatever questions I had remaining in my mind, I do feel like have been answered for me. I hope that some other people will feel that too. But let's do this. We're going to do a 20-minute Q&A. We're going to do it because people have been in this thing asking. I don't want to be disrespectful of their time. All right.
I'm not going to listen to all this here. We have a little bit of a bump. Let's see what that is, and then the after party.
Sort of say that.
Where are we? What you guys saying here? They're both, definitely talking out of both sides of her mouth. You just said, Quanta, honey, sweetheart, if you respected you'd never put yourself in Blaire's position because Blaire doesn't even want to be in Blaire's position. Daniel said, Candace sounds a little delayed or slow. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure which way you're going with that.
Give you, however, your adversarial.
Let's go to the
people just. Andy Worski made
more respect, but they didn't.
Okay.
All right.
Andy Worski made cogent arguments about what the problem was, and you have yet to address them. Lots of people just want an apology. Personally, I want to forgive you. However, your adversarial stance makes that difficult. So you did sort of say that you don't want to apologize because your intentions were not.
No, it's not even that. It's just that, as we've already said, I didn't build something that could be that could dox people. And I was going to finish my statement before. If those people got doxxed, of course, and if their lives, I don't think they were, because it's been a year, we would have heard about it. If their lives were ruined because their address was put on the deep web of Kiwi Farms, of course, I'm sorry that happened as a result of something that I was building and was never launched because for some reason people were able to access it on the back end. Like, of course, I'm sorry, but I was.
Are you though? You don't fucking sound sorry. You sound like you wish you were sorry.
Being asked to apologize for doxing people, and I never did it.
But you just did. You just said, I'm sorry. You just said that.
Of course I'm sorry, but.
Of course I'm sorry, but.
I was being asked to apologize for doxing people, and I never did it. So of course I'm going to double down and say, no, I'm not apologizing for that because I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Can I just say like Kiwi Farms is objectively not considered deep web.
Okay, so I do. So
specific.
I think this may be a little bit of a one of the definition things. So I did see a few. I don't know. I actually don't know. But I did see a few comments that if a bunch of people are saying Kiwi Farms is not deep web because it's publicly accessible. So,
I didn't know
so
deep web is like you have to use some sort of program to hide your IP and like go really deep. That's
I didn't know. I don't know what to say otherwise. I didn't know.
I didn't know. I don't know anything. I'm just like, I don't even know. Like, what do you mean doxing? Like, I don't even get what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, pretend that I know things I don't.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so the problem is gathering information in one place. Organization of this data make it a more pointed tool for a bad actor to use. So this is absolutely what your point was. It's not okay to say it's completely your fault, but you can say putting the information under one roof is not the same as getting it off on Facebook. So that's an interesting distinction. They could have done this on Facebook,
the way it was
but they didn't.
Organized. Yeah. Like this is the information to go. They're going to go there first. I totally understand that. As I said, it never launched, and I don't know how many times I can say that it hasn't launched. I get this argument of if. But I don't live in a world.
No, but not if. These people were doxxed and harassed. So I don't think we're gonna get anything else here. Let's
ifs. I didn't launch it. I dropped the project. I realized it could be used for evil.
Okay.
You know.
Like Lacey, so I think they're talking about Lacey Green. Like Lacey, who was skeptical at first but seems okay, and others who quote changed sides. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and let them prove they've changed. The dangers of the project were that big. I'm not totally sure I followed all that. Blaire.
Yeah, all right. I don't think we're going to get much else there. Mother Mommy said Candace has I'm just girl energy. Yeah, it's just like, well, I didn't know. I'm just that whole definitely regressive for sure. So again, we have to keep in mind that this was 6 years ago. Think about who you were 6 years ago. What was 6 years ago? What year is it? It's 2024. So we're talking 2017. I don't know why I need to do the math. The fucking video's on the dates on the video. But we're talking so November. What are you doing? All right. November 2017. I think I was still a never Trumper. If not, I definitely was at the place of saying that Bernie would have been the ideal. Don't say it. Don't say it. I don't know if you can say it, but we all know. We all know. But there has to be grace. Exactly. We don't talk about 2017. So I think we should extend the same grace to these people, all three of them, even if we don't like them, do like them, whatever. I think that's fair. And this again was just kind of a fun throwback, flashback Friday to just, hey, look at this. You know, nothing too deep with this one. But let's go to the final poll here. And so if you picked a side, who was it? And so we ended with 72% of people picked Blaire, but 18% of people were like, well, I was neutral before, but now I'm with Candace. 9% of you saying you didn't pick. That doesn't match up. The math ain't mathing, and y'all motherfuckers are lying. But that's okay. Either way, I do appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna a little bit stops flames in a good way. What are we talking about? Maybe worth the try, definitely. So shout out to you guys. I mean, it definitely is something to take into account that people change. And even as we look at the people who have made it, the people who have the platform, the people that we look at as authorities, it's important to understand, a late hungry dance. God damn. It's important to understand that they're just people. They're just people. And just like everybody else, they're growing and learning and can be wrong about a lot of shit. The only difference is that their wrong shit is recorded and blasted out to everybody. So let's give a big shout out to all of the donations. We started out with Zippy, the Assembly, with the Rumble Rants, 2 of them coming through. We had the Funk Master General with the 5 gifted memberships. We had Just Talk About It, or Just Talk TV. Sorry, changed it up. Just Talk TV with the $2. Thank you. We had Josh Bodenhammer signing up as a member. Josh, don't forget, we already are in the Afterparty. Make sure you join that Discord. If one of the mods could drop the link one more time, please. We are already in there, and we are about to start up right quick. We had Venmo from Guamtech saying, screw you to YouTube. Thank you, sir. And of course, the sponsor of the stream. No surprise here. As usual, Big Baller, Shot Caller, Funk Master General, always coming through. Thank you so very, very much. I cannot express to you how much I appreciate each and every one of you, even if you are not able to donate. That is totally fine. I understand we're all in different places. I don't fucking have money to donate to people. But if you do, this is the way to make the world a better place. Now, maybe that's a little bit gassing myself up, but fuck it. I guarantee you, 99 cents spent on this channel is going to go way further than 99 cents spent at Wawa or 7-Eleven or the liquor store or whatever. It's your money. I'm not telling anybody what they have to do with their money. I don't know what your money situation is, and I appreciate just the fact that you are being here. I understand that there's so much else out there. You could not only be watching a billion other things, but you could be doing a billion other things besides watching YouTube. And you've chosen to spend this time with me. So I do very, very, very much appreciate that. And I wish more than anything that was enough. And I could just do this and not have to worry about bills or anything. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. So again, to those of you who are showing me that not only do you enjoy this, but you care about the message, you care about the mission, and you want this to go forward, you're doing it. We are doing it. So thank you so very much. DJ said, let's start a rumor. Candace's baby is actually Blaire's. I love that rumor. I love it. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. And so does Morty. Disciples, I will see you shortly. Head on over to the after party. Once again, this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of Common Sense live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, guys, we are out of here. Peace.